Hello and welcome to Plywood Masters here at Boulder UK in Preston in the UK. My name is Matt Groom and I'm joined by Leah Crane in the commentary box. Good morning, Leah.
Hey, Matt, and hey, everyone at home.
It is lovely to have you here, and it's lovely to be here in Preston for what is, well, feels to me anyway, one of the first big comps of the international season and domestic season here in the UK as well. And Leah, yesterday we had 30 boulders, loads of athletes competing. It was a heck of a day, and we've got the semi-finalists here and a talented field ahead of us.
Yeah, I mean, when you have to cut that field down to 20 people, there's obviously quite a lot of tension in the air and a lot of nerves. So I think the climbers that are in isolation now, they're really going to be feeling it because they've been successful on day one. And now they've got to actually give it their best on day two. And hopefully, fingers crossed, haven't used too much skin in the process.
Well, we're looking at our starting list now. These are the athletes who have made it through. We're looking for just 8 to come into tonight's finals. It's going to be a bit of a savage cut. And the comp wall here that you're going to see in a couple of minutes is very, very cool. They've repainted it for this event, and it looks spectacular out there.
Yeah, Boulder UK have definitely put their... They've made effort. They've made it look really cool. They've got new holds in. It's a fantastic event and a really good kickoff for the start of the season. So the names that are here, if they are competing for the rest of the season, it'll be a really good warm-up for them just to get their right in and see where they're at.
Well, we've got some big names here. Yufei Pan, keep an eye on him. He was a bit of a surprise, came over a bit undercover into this competition. But Dylan Down, he will come out last, qualified in first position. He flashed every boulder in the qualifying. And there was this whisper last night of everyone saying, have you seen Dylan? Did you see what he did? That man is on fire at the moment.
I do have to admit, I did look through the names last night and I was like, who's Dylan? He has flashed everything. So I'm looking forward to actually seeing him climb today, seeing what he can do on the wall. And obviously seeing how the rest of the UK climbers can hold up to him.
Absolutely. There are members of the GB climbing team here. Dylan is a member of Australian climbing team. Yufei Pan, obviously from China. So it's a big international audience here. And there are some very tricky boulders ahead of them. Now, we should just take a moment to call out some of our sponsors here. La Sportiva, obviously a big one for us. Neil Gresham has been in the house showing off the shoes. UKC, Lion Outdoors, Serious Climbing Distribution. They're our main ones. We've got a couple of others out there, including some exciting holds on the wall. And, you know, the holds are always something that everyone talks about at competitions. And I don't want to give too much away, but for the finals, there is the most crazy boulder I've ever seen in any competition, just to tease things a little bit.
I do really like it though, when they might bring new things out or new shapes out, especially when the climbers haven't been on it before, because in my opinion, it kind of levels out that playing field. You don't know what it's going to be, especially if there's a bit of a go-y move. It's who's going to drop it and who's going to adapt in the moment.
Absolutely. Well, that's ahead of us, and that is our comp wall. The audience have been coming in this morning. It's a bit chilly in here, which, I mean, Leah, look, you're an ex-athlete. You know what it's like. These conditions, probably good for the athletes, even though we're in down jackets here.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously we can sit here and complain it's cold, but ultimately it's nothing to do with us. It's to do with the climbers. Now, when things get going and everyone starts warming up and getting climbing, it can still get pretty warm in there. There's a lot of lighting going on in here. So as much as we can sit and think it's fresh, it might actually be sweaty conditions down on the blocks, especially someone who's coming out 20th. They are meant to be the strongest climber of qualification, but it's something to keep an eye on as the competition goes on, is actually the deterioration, if there is any, of the holds or the volumes themselves, and you might see that with people slipping or popping off. So we'll keep an eye out.
Absolutely. We'll let you know what the conditions are in the building. We are looking at some of the boulders. Now, just if you're joining us and you have no idea about climbing, just to give you a brief rundown of the rules, it's pretty simple. You start at the bottom of a boulder, you finish at the top of the boulder, and about halfway through, or, well, depending on one of our boulder, at the top, there is a zone hold. The scoring will go through as we progress. But, Leah, I mean, it's pretty simple to understand, isn't it, really?
Like you say, start at the bottom, get to the top. If only it was that simple in the process of a climber. There will be chasing zones, so zones will be really important for these climbers. We are kicking off the comp now, though, so fingers crossed everybody has a good time, and we'll see who ends up in the final.
Exactly. It's all to play for now. We hope the athletes have recovered. They did have 30 boulders to climb yesterday, and this is Max Dalton out on stage, just brushing the boulder to make sure of it. 5 minutes on the clock. That's how long the athletes have to complete the boulder. If they are still on the wall when that clock runs down, they have to jump off and stop. And Max giving it a brush, which always makes me laugh because those boulders are definitely brushed pre-comp, especially for the first athlete on.
Oh, it's such a psychological thing, though, and it's really important to feel good before you step off the floor. Obviously, all these competitors are chasing their flash attempt. And ideally, you know, use as little goes as possible. That is the aim of the game, but it's a real mind changer. If you know it's clean, you can really attack. And first attempt there, he's looking like he's just sort of finding his way. Might be a test to go. And ideally, we'd see him progress into actually sticking this move and learning as he goes. And if he does fall off the top, can he repeat it again?
Yeah, exactly. And these athletes won't see each other climb. So it's down to them out on the mats into a press with that hand, dropping it, but closer that time.
A little bit closer. Luckily, I looked like he had a real power thumb going on there. I think he just really needs to engage his back and his shoulders a little bit more, maybe get two hands on there to block himself. But he needs a bit more commitment into this move. He needs to get up and in. Here we go. The double hand.
Sliding down that black volume with the left foot. There's not a lot of grip on there. And no jib on the volume itself to stand on.
No, so that has actually changed itself. There was a jib there yesterday. It's been changed to be harder because, well, everyone was too good yesterday by the sounds of it. So this move being quite intense in the first movement. Yes, he's concentrating on his upper body, but this is where he needs to still keep focus. He's smearing with his left foot. Tension needs to stay there. And he's got through the first section. Can he make it to the top so he actually doesn't have to repeat it?
Yeah, and he's into the zone as well. So he's on the scoreboard here, launches up to the top. And that is a big move and a sort of almost a human flag. He's holding his left shoulder there. It is a physical one.
Yeah, and again, wondering if people would try really hard to make it into semis. Obviously, Max is in 20th place. He might have given it his all yesterday. The palm, that does look like a palm down move. So you'll see a lot of chalk on top of that volume where he'll need to flick the right hand into a palm down and create a bridge between both of his hands. If he's hurting, that is not the move that you want to do. So let's see if he can push through.
Yeah, holding both shoulders now as well. So it's all going on for Max out there. And if you want to say hello to us, we are live on TNL Sports. There's a chat going on, so do say hello. We're keeping an eye on it. If you've got any questions for Leah Crane next to me, she is a, ex-professional athlete. She really knows her stuff. So any questions you have, do send it along on that chat. And Max here with just under 2 minutes to go is struggling on these first couple of moves.
Yeah, I'm really feeling for Max. He's grabbing his shoulders a lot. Obviously, when you're in pain and you're trying to do a climb, you're also trying to rest in between attempts. It's quite a powerful first move, but you're sometimes aware that everyone's watching at you. Obviously, Max at the moment is out on his own. We have a few less women through to the semi-final. So he knows all eyes are on him.
it's interesting he's holding his shoulders as well, because I had a little play on the quali blocks and everyone was talking about how shouldery they were. There were a lot of pressy moves. It was quite a physical set. So it's interesting that immediately he started to struggle with that.
Maybe the route setters were too fresh on Friday setting these moves. We had a good team of setters, and hopefully, again, looking at the boulders, I think quite a good variety of boulders, but painful shoulders are not going to be useful in any bouldering competition, never mind this particular set. So we're going for a slightly different beater there, but I'm not sure how this is actually going to help him do a setup. There we go.
Yeah, he was a bit low, wasn't he, in that undercling?
He needs to pull super high down into the palm.
And he's low on that black top. Is it cheetah holder volume up there? I can't quite see. But yeah, just a bit low on it that time. And 39 seconds to go. He's going to have one last go at this. Unless he walks away, which he might.
Yeah.
He is done, I think.
Let's keep our eye on Max. It might be that he might, I don't know, maybe he needs to save himself and his shoulders for future climbing. But let's see how he gets on.
Right, well, Max will go and massage those shoulders. The athletes will stay out on the mats for the duration of their run, obviously facing away from the boulders so they can't have a sneaky look at some beta. And now we've got Oliver Knox-Renshaw on stage, nodding along to the music there. As the timer ticks down, he waits for the buzzer, and then he will turn around and have a look at this boulder for the first time. I mean, Leah, you've been in this position quite a few times. When you turn around, what's the first things that kind of go through your head when you see a boulder like that?
Do you know, actually, one of the first things that goes through my head is, did I put the right shoes on? I have really, specific shoes for different styles of boulder. So I essentially think, did I prep myself right? Read the route, figure out maybe where the hard move is, if it's kind of visible. But knowing, for example, that this first move is quite dynamic. So you'll see the climbers that attack it straight away, that are a bit more mentally prepared to give it everything in the first go. Obviously, the first two climbers drop the first move a couple of times. As the climbers start to move on, hopefully we'll see them getting stuck in straight away. They've done their warm-up properly. They're feeling sharp, mentally, physically ready to go.
Absolutely. Well, he's in this time. Oliver into the zone. He'll get the points for that.
He's looking smooth, Oliver. He looks quite calm and composed. And straight up, really high into that left shoulder, so he gets his right arm straight. It means that his weight can actually go down into the palm to support him and get his feet up.
Got a match,
Easy
though.
top.
It does. In control. And this is interesting because chatting to the setters before we began, they did say boulder number one is sort of like an easier introduction to this set. So we are expecting lots of tops on that. So Oliver, I imagine the setters will be breathing a sigh of relief down there somewhere.
I mean, it's always nice to know that every boulder, if it does, gets topped. That's always the aim. Every boulder gets topped. There's some names on this list that I actually don't know. So it'd be really interesting to see if there are any dark horses in the group. Like you said, if this climb is one of the easier ones, maybe we'll see a few tops. But that first move is probably going to start separating people by splitting people off if they're not ready, or equally, if they're feeling a little bit nervous and they have a bit of a fumble. That's something that I definitely kind of fell victim to back when I was competing, is right, I could do this block. I know I can. I know the moves. And I just sort of fluff it, for want of a better word. So yeah, getting the first block out of the way is always really nice. You can just settle the nerves, sit back down and be like, right, good start, off we go.
There we go. Well, we have a fairly sedate start to our semi-final here. Things will ramp up. We've got 8 athletes eventually will be out on stage competing. But obviously at the beginning, there's a bit of this resting period. And we saw that shot backstage, I think it was anyway. It might have been in ISO as we have another look at this. It's got to be a scary moment. I mean, I'm not an athlete. You obviously are. Well, hang on. Let's watch Oliver here. You can tell us what he did. So into that palm press.
Yeah, so really good weight distribution through both of his feet and up high enough into the palm press to stay on. This next move looks quite casual, into the zone, not too hard. And this is the point where he needs to get enough upwards trajectory and momentum to get the right arm straight enough to get weight down into the palm to be able to get his feet on. Once his foot's on, he can kind of relax back into that shoulder match and then prepare for the top move.
Yeah, and then this moment where he's got to show control. He can't just slap the thing and fall down.
No, you might see some climbers today start tapping the top hold. It depends on how strict the judges are. As long as they obviously judge everyone straight, it doesn't necessarily matter. But as a comp climber, or if any comp climbers are out there that aren't here today, please just match for 2-3 seconds. Just match the hold. And then you can tap and flap and do whatever you like, celebrate, but just match the last hold.
I've got images of Manu Cornu there in my head, who's done that a few times. Now we're watching Max, he's still rotating that shoulder, so obviously a bit of a niggle going on for him down there.
Yeah, and I guess also we never know how much preparation anyone's put into this competition. He might have been training for this for a really long time. It might be really important to him and he wants to push through. Equally, he can get on every block and give it a go, and you can then decide how far he's going to push. When you see a climber climbing in pain, you know, it's easy to sit back and say, like, save yourself. There'll be more competitions, you can rehab. But when you're in the moment, you really want to give it your all. So stepping back is a really hard thing to do. We'll see how he gets on with the rest of the boulders, but it starts to get pretty physical now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got 37 seconds left until the next athlete comes out onto the stage. You just got a glimpse of one of our photographers walking around on top of the wall. You can check it out on the Boulder UK Instagram page. And now this is this sort of isolation area, waiting area anyway. That's a nerve-wracking place to be as an athlete, isn't it?
Yeah, it's where you start to get sweaty hands. It's not ideal. You want your chalk bag right next to you because you're next to the action, but you're not quite out there yet. You can hear the crowd. You can generally hear when someone's fallen off, how many attempts they've had. You can start to get little bits of information unless a competitor really chooses to not have that. So, for example, wearing headphones, you can't hear what's going on. I personally wanted to know a little bit of information, so I'd always be listening and trying to figure out how many attempts someone had had.
Okay. Well, the waiting period is over. Felix Watson-Evans is out on boulder 1, and then Max is out on boulder number 2. So I have to wait and see if those shoulders are a little bit rested. That's boulder number 2. And look, you said it when you saw this one. I said it as well. Well, talk about that in a sec, because right now we're on boulder 1. But yeah, boulder 2 is a long boulder. There's a lot going on that one. It is
a long boulder, and I think for me, it looks quite involved, quite 3D, not necessarily your standard pull on and climb. From talking to the route setters before, there might be some slightly more interesting moves involved. You can see Max really actually doing what they said. So needing to just turn around here and actually face out to the crowd and take a swing on both of these holds under the volume. Now, as much as the route setters can say that, there'll always be someone that will either try and break it or actually break it. So you might be entertained as the time goes on. But this first move, looking like it's really giving Felix a little bit of a hard time. Just trying to figure it out. But each time he gets on, he'll be learning and learning and learning. So really trying to dial that down and improve every single time. And there we go.
Yeah, he's in now. So that move perhaps locked in. The zone should be pretty doable, which it is from here. And now needs to set himself for the jump. Meanwhile, Max is having another look. Oh, went up with the right hand. Interesting.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a sign of sort of some route reading inaccuracy there.
Bit of a beater break there attempted as well, going out to the crimp.
Yeah, I mean, if the shoulder's hurting, going out to that is going to be pretty savage. But you're going to try everything. If it doesn't feel good, you're going to try something else. And again, and I'll keep saying that the climber's learning, but they'll try and gain as much information as possible from attempts to actually try and figure out the best way forwards. The best climbers in the world are going to be the ones that already know that from the floor. And the ones that are still developing and adapting will be the ones that need to do that as they go.
Okay, well, that's the tactics. They have all that ahead of them. And that boulder that we're watching Felix here, so let's see if he's locked this move in. Oh, it's not one of those that's just like in your body forever, is it? It's still hard.
Yeah, and again, that depends if you've trained it. So if you do a hard block, get back on and do it again. See if you can repeat the move on the very next go. He looked a little bit baggy, what I call baggy in his hips. So his hips just moving out from the wall, and that's really not going to help you on an undercut. You want to be tight, close into the wall, so you can get that really good connection through the feet, which again are smears.
Baggy hips is brilliant. I'm nicking that for the future. Well, Max ideally wants to really turn and face the audience on that move. He's not doing that yet. And this is Felix once again setting himself for this jump. Wants to go with the left hand, not right. Goes right again. Holding that barn door swing is going to be hard on that.
So yeah, the climbers won't have had any prior knowledge to these boulders. They can't watch each other climb. if you get sucked into a way of trying it and that's what you think is going to happen, you will stick with it. Maybe we'll see him try with the left hand, but he won't have seen the previous climbers go with the left hand.
Yeah, very good point. All right, so here goes. Oh, my shoulders are hurting watching him here. He's turning back a bit, but not enough still. The setter said to me that if they kind of like winked and said, you're going to get some great shots out of this boulder. So I'm looking forward to the gurning, try-hard faces. Felix in, out to the crimp. Now, will he change things up? The right hand hasn't worked yet for him. Bobbles that left foot.
It did look like he was about to load the right hand a lot more. That might have been a go that he was going to go with the other hand. But the lapse in concentration, foot pop, off you get.
Yeah, exactly. And with a minute 15, he's going to have to change things up as well. So maybe a time to move for Felix. Max is struggling. Wipes a bit of sweat out of his eye there. You can see Oliver Knox is currently in the lead. He's the only one to top a boulder so far. That's indicated by the full blue box. Half a blue box for a zone hold. Having a little sip of Tenzing, who's one of our sponsors here, the energy drinks down at the front. I've got one next to me in the commentary box, so I'll use that later. All right, let's see if Felix now changes it. I want him to use this left hand so much.
Yeah, so load in the right hand. So he is kind of getting the right hand. He's getting closer to that move, but it is dynamic palm down. He's not going to get the distance by locking it out, unless he's some kind of locking Jedi.
Yes, Jedi's a good word. It's such a big move if you try to do that statically, and he's struggling as well. Right, here's Max again, out with the right shoulder. Tries to rotate through. Better from him. Slides off that press.
I mean, I'm not sure how tall he is, but it looks like there's a lot of him to fit in that space.
I can tell you, actually, 182 centimetres is Max.
Okay.
So, yeah, is that tall or not? I'm short, so I have no idea.
I think I'm 164.
Okay.
165, so I guess not too tall, actually.
Yeah, I'm trying to convert feet to centimetres in my head there. It's hard. Just want to shout out some people on our chat. Climbing Gems, I know you're watching from Australia. Hello, Climbing Gems. Jan Havel, who is a regular on the ice climbing scene. You're here too. Hello. Do say hello if you're watching. Where are you watching from? Are you, what is it, Saturday mornings? Have you got a coffee? You're chilling out? Let us know. Do say hello.
It is Sunday, but
oh, it is Sunday,
maybe
isn't
you've
it?
not had your coffee yet.
No, I haven't, clearly. Actually, that's not true. I've had 4, to be honest, so I really should wake up with that one. Right, this is Oliver on boulder 2. Sent the first one, so he's looking strong at the moment.
Looking quite calm and composed. His movements are quite smooth. We'll be watching to see if he can actually hold some of the more explosive movements. First go, second go, and get them ticked off really well.
And that is Josh. And for the first of the female competitors, Amelia Essex. Now, we should just explain that there are more men in the semi-final than women due to draws, and that's why we had the guys on for a while without the women competing. Now, women's is a slab, first of all, and again, apparently more of the straightforward boulders we're seeing here, which means nothing, really, when you're out there on the mats, but it should be sendable.
No, and I think also straightforward for someone could be completely different for someone else if you're not loving the vert. Oliver, I was going to say Oliver making really good progress on that one. He climbed it so quick.
Yeah, he did. I blinked and missed it, so he's done. Now, Amelia tried to go up, first of all. She needs to go left towards that zone.
It's all about the teeter-totter. Trust in those feet. Taking your time.
It's frustrating, isn't it? 'Cause you have to move so slow on moves like that.
And
make sure of the feet.
This is what I was on about by kind of thinking to myself, have I worn the right shoes? So for some people, they might have slab shoes, they might have stiff shoes. It can make psychologically a really big difference. So, how you feel within your feet. Obviously, she's holding her heart there, like happy to get a top. Looking like she was a little bit hesitant on her feet, but she made it work.
Awesome work for her. First flash as well. Flash is when the climber does it first time. Hello to Annetta watching. Annetta is a speed climbing ice world champion. So congratulations to you, and thank you for joining us.
Speed climbing ice.
Yes.
Wow.
It's insane. You should watch it. And the Tech Native team, I should say, who's doing this broadcast, did all the UIAA stuff. So go back and watch that. It's free. Hello to Hannah Hopkins as well, who's watching just down the road, apparently. Well, where are you, Hannah? Come in. Have a live look. All right, who is this here? Is this Josh? I think it is Josh on the wall. Anyway, he is having a look at this first move. Yeah, it is Josh on the wall. So yeah. Josh is underway. He's had 8 attempts already, so he's been throwing himself at this first move.
Yeah, he's kind of... Again, we can only really judge by body language when you're struggling with the first move, and it's a horrible feeling when you are struggling with the first move, but you're just looking at maybe a little bit clumsy, like he needs to really pull it together and think about the entirety of the move, not just getting there. He then needs to think about what happens when you get there. You need to be able to block, create tension, stay in the position and not fall out from the wall.
There we go. Well, the interesting graphic here on screen. This is kind of new, so I'm going to be working out as well. But this basically shows the time spent on the boulder and the time between attempts. So an interesting stat there. So you can see here 22% time spent on the wall, i.e. 52 seconds, and he is done fairly early on with a minute to go. And with 11 attempts on that first move, it was a battle for him.
It was a bit of a battle, but I guess you could say as it was the first move and it's all about learning it, having more goes is going to give you that information to learn it and get through it. If you kind of have a go and then have a rest, that's not going to give you much time to learn. So like smashing those goes out would be really beneficial if you're not necessarily understanding the move, as long as it's not super powerful, because you do have another 3 blocks to complete, hopefully.
Exactly. All right, well, Josh sits down. And he has a moment to think about it. Let's watch a replay. This was Amelia's flash. Set herself up for this jump. Took a while. That right foot is terrible. Up underneath. Left foot smearing and then easily into the top. The setter said the word terrifying top move to me. And you could see when she grabbed the heart, it was a scary one.
I guess it is slightly terrifying with a big horizontal volume underneath you and you're not knowing whether your foot's going to pop. I'm sure we've all been there with a shin or a chin on the unfortunate end of a foot pop.
But chin? Have you hit your chin before?
I have, yeah. I've had some interesting scrapes throughout my time. But really good sort of reactive right palm there to stop the barn door on the top move. Whether she knew she was doing that or not, who knows? But it was actually, I think, quite necessary in order for her to secure that top hold.
Yeah, it was a great flash from her. Ruth Hardy is up next for the women. And then for the men, we've got Luke Murphy on for the men, just brushing those holds. And we're moving down. We get to see men's 3 for the first time now, I think, as well.
So Luke's definitely done a lot of competitions himself, probably more so back when he was a little bit younger. But it's really cool to see him still going. And Ruth will also know that Amelia did flash that block. So the pressure's on her a little bit to come out and see if she can match that attempt.
She's confidently into the first couple of moves here. Working that left foot across. Very low on that volume as well.
Yeah, so having her feet low, quite to the edge, will give her more room to lean in. Obviously, she's got some volumes in her chest, so she'll want as much space as possible, but making really smooth, constant process up this block.
And we should just point out on the main screen, he's been called off there because of a starting position. So the judges are looking for a control position at the beginning, and they will be called off as a flash as well. That's 2 out of 2 for the women. That's a strong start for them.
Good smiles all round. Obviously not for Luke Murphy. There's me saying he's done quite a few comps and then he's been the first one to be pulled off the wall. So it's probably, there are 2 yellow bits of tape on the bottom foothold. So my guess is that he will have tapped 1 and then put his foot too high. Okay. But nevertheless, on his way. Put that behind him.
That is Max on boulder 3. Briefly we caught him. This is Luke now getting set for the jump.
Oh, nearly actually keeping his foot on. Will that help him? I don't know. I think that'll actually drop him too low. I think if he can hold that, that'll be really strong. But in order to full commit, I think it'll actually make his weight more evenly distributed between his hands. And therefore, weirdly, with your feet off, be easier.
Okay, well, boulder number 3 there has got the worst zone hold I think I've ever seen in my life. It's like this outdoor styly, weird, like crinkly surface, but we'll see more of that later on. All right, now pressing in, I think that's Josh as he falls.
I'm going to say, meanwhile, back in Shoulder City, everyone.
I love that.
We're still yet to see anyone actually move through this part.
All right, well, Max goes again, reaches up. He's struggling on the first couple of moves here.
Yeah, so when I looked through the problems earlier, I tried to sort of name them, and that one was snatchy power. So just having to really move quite quick in between the holds. It's quite powerful. Your feet might cut, and your contact strength definitely needs to be there in order to... Oh,
wow. I mean, I see his thinking there, but I'm not sure that's going to work.
I was going to say that one stopped me in my sentence then.
Yeah.
But again, it's really nice to see people thinking of things out the box, because you don't know what these route setters have actually decided that they're going to try and make these climbers do. And showing a little bit of creativity might actually one day get you through something that you didn't think was possible.
I mean, we've seen it so many times in comps when an athlete does something bizarre and it works out somehow. So yeah, definitely worth a try. All right, Luke goes again. Is he going to try static? Bit more of a boost and hits it well. And look how stretched out he is, though.
So he can hit it static, but it does mean that there's not as much weight on his right palm. So then getting your feet up, you can't really bounce out of that position because he's in full extension. Getting your feet up there is going to be really powerful. I just want him to pop, even if it's just 2 inches, because I think it would really help him. But he's in control. I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
Let's hope so. Fingers crossed. All right, Shoulder City. Have you got names for all the boulders?
Well, I'll probably just come up with a few lyrisms as we go.
Please do. Please do. Well, this is Shoulder City. It's now locked in, so that's what we're calling it. Oh, it is so shouldery, isn't it?
Yeah, and again, if you're sort of struggling a little bit with any shoulder impingement, as a lot of climbers are, or shoulder flexibility, moving around in that range of movement is going to be really actually quite painful, but also quite techy. So really, depending on where you put your palm on that volume, even if it's a centimetre or two, left, right, up, down, if it's not right in the place for you, it's going to feel absolutely impossible.
Agreed. All right, well, this is Max once more on our main screen. He launches into these crimpy first moves. They're kind of slopey crimps, though. Out he goes and falls again.
Yeah, you can just start to see how bad that right hand is. Luke Murphy, are you going to pop? Please pop. Go on, give it a pop. Nope, still not popping.
He's not listening to you. We need to go and shout. Max again has a look up at the clock, but frustration on his face there. And Luke again, he's got 15 seconds. He's still going. Right, come on, listen to Leah. Pop. This is your moment. 9 seconds to go.
Pop into the palm. Pop and palm. Not for Luke. You can see just a little bit of frustration there. He knows he should have done that, or been able to do it, could have done it. But nevertheless, we move on. So he needs to put that behind him, forget about it, and move on to the next 3 blocks. If he stays and lingers on that, it could affect his next performance.
Yeah, okay. Well, Oliver is brushing boulder number 3, and Catherine McDougall has come on for the women on boulder number 1. Now, this is something that Shauna Coxey has talked to me a lot about, which is that when you know that people are flashing boulders, there's 2 ways of thinking about it. Either you think, cool, it's doable, great, or it plays with your head and you think, now I've got to flash it. It can go both ways.
It can go both ways. I think it depends how you're sort of built mentally, and I think it also depends on who the climber is in front of you, what you might know about them. Ultimately, though, I know these climbers are here and they'll be put on a scoring system, a scoreboard, but it's you and the wall. So you can think about what the person has done in front of you. However, you're not in control of that. So as much as you can just, again, put that behind you, concentrate on the climb in front of you. That's the only thing you're in control of.
Okay, fair enough. Well, Oliver is doing well on boulder number 3. He's on that nasty zone hold I was talking about. Catherine is 1 move away, the scary one at the top. She sets herself, she's eyeing it up, goes with left hand, matches, kicks right, and that's a good top from her. Another flash.
Another flash. Catherine is one of the taller competitors, so she looked quite near that hold, but it was great that she matched it. But that foot pop there must have been heartbreaking. One hand on the top hold.
And we're seeing women's number 2 for the first time. And just to let you know, we're trying to keep track of names and everyone. There's a lot going on screen here, so we will do our best. That is Christy Forward on boulder number 1 for the men. It goes right hand again. Interesting. I kind of want someone to make that work now. I've seen it happen a few times.
Yeah, and I don't think it would be too far out the realms. Possibility. Obviously, I would not be able to climb this myself, but I think it would be possible. I guess it just depends if the climbers have seen the palm chalk. So again, you can have clues that are on the wall, whether it's black foot marks from rubber or whether it's chalk from palms or thumbs. It'll be those climbers that have got that experience to see if they can pick up the clues on the wall and still make it work for their style of climbing.
So we just saw Amelia Essex on boulder number 2 with that sort of pressy thumb moves going on there.
Yeah, power thumbs. I think this is actually what I called this one, power thumbs. Really, really tensiony start move and not a comfortable one to start getting out of and teeter your way across. It's like she's really battling here, and it's going to be really physical in her upper back in order to keep her chest into the wall.
Well, we're watching Christy here coming down off that zone move hold. And for the first time, actually, Amelia Essex... Oh, she's on boulder 2, so 5 attempts for her. This is Josh now, we think, as he comes under. That's... Well, we're seeing another section for this boulder for the first time.
And Josh not doing shoulder sitting.
Yeah, true. So he's kind of broken that beater. Blocked holds. It's a slopey side pull, this.
So again, the root setters did make this block slightly harder for semi-finals. You'll see 3 blocked crimps on that hold to make it smaller. This is where he slipped off. Keep the tension. Keep the tension. You'll see that the tape of the top hold is on the volume, so he only needs to touch the volume, but looking like his left foot was just a little bit too low.
No, all right, well, looking down at his fingers there after that bumpy, crimpy first section. A lot of action kicking off here. If you're just joining us, welcome to Plywood Masters. We're at Boulder, UK in Preston. And this is the semi-final for the men and women, looking for just 8 men, 8 women to make it through to tonight's final.
You'll see quite a lot of the climbers stood around on the mats. These boulders are really physical. I don't think any of them really are a giveaway. They'll need to really, if they've learnt the move, they would need to really take their time in between to recoup some energy to get back on the wall. Wow. See, this was really cool to watch, actually, because as long as he can hold that right hand, he will be able to make that stick.
This is Oliver Knox. Our scoreboard, by the way, is really detailed. I'm loving this. You can see the M3 next to the name of Oliver. That's the boulder he's climbing currently, so it gives us an idea and you an idea back at home as well who we're watching here. So M1, this is Christy again. And now I want to see if he does this wild kick.
So now it'll be next go. Is he going to stick with the
well,
foot
8
kick?
seconds left.
Oh,
he's
no.
done. So he kind of had that heartbreaking, but he's probably worked it out, but he's got to leave. That has got to be such a... When you know that maybe you've misread a boulder, you get it with 10 seconds to go. It's got to drive you crazy.
It's just so disheartening. Obviously, he's had his hand on the top hold a couple of times there. Just not being able to quite get that match. And you're almost cursing the root setters inside your mind. But like, why don't you just give me a foothold? But... again, put it behind him, forget about it, move on. It'll be something that he'll think about later on for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Rebecca Stevens is on women's number 1.
And Cole Gosney for men's number 1. I have worked with Cole in the past. He does some coaching with some of the junior teams as well. So it's really cool to see him in the semi-finals, actually.
Here goes Rebecca, working her way through. Nice cross with the legs there. Needs to trust that right foot so much. Weight on the left now.
Really holding her nerve here. Ruth making good progress on block 2. We missed the start. That is a small gap. That is a super high foot to be trying to stand up.
Static from Rebecca there. That was awesome to see. So much control with that move.
Yeah, the girls are starting to move along.
Oh.
Move up the wall. Just a bit unsure about coming down. There's no down climb jugs in the comp.
No, it's not, is there? It's quite high up there. This is M2, Luke Murphy getting involved. Hits the slopey side pull well. Left foot here, we're seeing a lot of athletes fall. There's no jib on that. It's just pressure with the left foot, pressure on the right on that blocked zone, which makes it really tricky.
Yeah, so Luke moved his foot down, but yeah, I really think he needs it up in order to create the tension between the hand and the foot. Taking his time, in control.
Cruising through that top move. Awesome from Luke.
Power thumbs! And he's down, Cole. I think he knows what he's got to do there. Just a few more beans into that move. Bit more power, bit more speed, and up he goes. Now,
boulder number 4 we were looking at there has got a fascinating sequence of moves. We'll chat about that when we see it. But right now, dancing the feet through a sort of awkward inside flag going on there. And what looks like maybe a heel on the right. Oh, no, toe, sorry.
Yeah, so she needs to get stood up on the zone, and this is where she got to before with the left hand out on the crimp. And then the foothold, by her chin, needs to have her foot on it. So standing up, I think she'll... Fair play for getting her foot up there. She'll need to be able to pull close into the wall to get the side pull. I have looked at the side pull. It is not very good.
Absolutely, and she's struggling with those feet. This is Luke on M3. And now this boulder, the zone and the top is all at the top. It's the same hold. I've never seen that in a comp before.
I have seen it. I guess it doesn't happen very often, but ultimately when there's not many holds on the wall, you don't really have a lot of choice. Unless you put the zone as the first move, but they obviously decided to put it as the last one. I did say to the route setters, is this a 2-move wonder? But they looked at me as if to say, it's a few more moves than that. So even though it looks quite simple, it's not necessarily as simple as it looks. He needs to be careful with that right foot on the black tape.
Oh yeah, it's drifting towards it, isn't it? Yeah, the judge is all having a look. He hasn't been called off it yet. Tries a heel underneath, and it's getting your left foot where your hand is really awkward in that position.
Yeah, you did see him just bump his hand back down to the undercut. If he's flexible enough to whip his toe round his foot, we'll wait to see if he can do that. Cole in the background there, still struggling. Maybe I don't know, his wild hair flowing when he falls off, if you can see what he's doing.
Well, this is that slab again. It's just a little divot of a pocket almost, or a shallow dish on that big hold.
Yeah, so maybe needing to bring his knee inside, so between the wall and his arm. But it looks a really strenuous position. You've not really got a whole lot to keep you on. You can see how vertical that bottom foot is. So you just maybe in your mind waiting for it to slip. But he does have really soft shoes on, so that'll help him really get enough rubber into the volume. Hopefully he's cleaning it.
Yeah, well, hopefully he's brushing that off screen. We're watching women's number 2 here, and that is Ruth there on our main screen, wrapping those hands around the zone hold.
So been in this position a couple of times. Can she change anything? Be more accurate? She has 30 seconds, so it's probably her last attempt at this climb.
Yeah, she's been the next move she was struggling with fell off before. So it's all go here.
So we do have, not that you can see most of the climbers using it, but we do have a really good brush sponsor actually, the Woodstock brushes. You might have seen them at your local wall, but it's a really, really good set of brushes to have in a comp, especially with something that has so many volumes in it.
Absolutely, we need that. And right, so the audience are called through. You can just see Neil Gresham sitting down there in a red jacket. I think he's part of the La Sportiva crew that's been hanging out here yesterday. I tried to persuade him to climb, but he was having none of it yesterday. So
I think if there's one thing Neil isn't, it's a comp climber.
Yeah, he did mention he doesn't like those big spanny jumpy moves. So fair enough, Neil, but lovely to see you here. Right, a scoreboard is starting to take place. Oliver Knox at the top after 2 tops and a zone. Ruth Hardy a flash, and then the zone on top for the women's at the moment. And this is Hannah Kerr on boulder number 1. Everyone has flashed this. The pressure still builds. Awesome chalk bag as well. I don't know what that is on there. That's brilliant.
I think that's Gecko chalk.
That's cool.
Logo. But again, Hannah has been competing for as long as I can remember. She was a young junior when she was doing competitions, so she has done many. Again, experience is really useful for competitions to know your tips and your tricks. But it doesn't mean that it's going to get you a block. So getting the first block, especially when it's a slab, out the way, getting those nerves finished is great. I think being back when I was comp climbing, I kind of wish though sometimes the slab was last, but mainly because my power endurance wasn't fantastic. So when you have the overhangs last, it's a struggle. But she's topped that slab. She's kept the pace with the flash and moving her up currently into 3rd place.
Oh, look, she's got that left foot up. This is the move we saw people struggle on before. Face right against that wall as she tries to creep up.
Fantastic leg strength, actually. She's obviously been doing her pistol squats.
Yeah. Like I say, it's not something you often see climbers train, yet they're having to with this new style of boulders, you know, that leg strength.
Yeah, I don't think there's actually anything that you can be a little bit weak in now. You can't be sort of all based on just your fingers, just your upper body. You need to be everything. You need to be able to stand up on one leg. You need to be able to jump really far, be able to do coordination, slab. If you really want to go far in competition, there's not really a leaf that you can leave unturned.
There we go. Sol gets sideways there. Awesome move. Held that human flag well.
really good extension into his right arm. I think that's the real key point there is if you can get your shoulder close to the wall and your right arm straight, you can build that connection.
Great from him. That's really good. I'm trying to see if that is... No, 4 goes. So the quick send, though, of that boulder. Only Oliver doing it faster.
Well, that was the second top of the boulder.
Yeah.
So it's really nice, actually, to see some, maybe, hopefully, some more tops coming through on that one.
Look at this as well on boulder number 2. Christy kind of breaking that beater, almost making it work as well.
Almost making it work, but that swing is going to be really, really big, especially as the route setter said that it's actually built to be facing out towards the audience. So I don't think we've seen anyone actually do it that way yet. So a beater breaker there.
Right, and we saw boulder number 4. Got a good left foot up here. Now on women's 2, this is Catherine McDougall. Into that power thumb move. I always call it a thumb scrag, and I was told it was a very weird thing to say.
A thumb scrag?
Yeah, that's what I was always taught. Or thunder cling, that was the other one. There's a few kicking around. All right, let's see if she can bring this left foot up. It's so good. She makes that look incredibly easy, but it's a difficult move.
Yeah, great flexibility for sure. And then, again, having the power to stand out of it. If she can just keep herself in and not wobble. Don't get last move fever. There we go, just concentrate on the body position.
Oh, now that's going to be interesting. Is that control? I'm not sure that was enough control.
If I was judging that, Matt, unfortunately, that would not be a top.
No, I don't think so either. Well, she'll have to go again, probably. We'll see. Ooh, almost overbalancing there into the next climber. Yeah, she is going again, so not counted. Which has got to be, again, I mean, you said that last move, jitters. You know, she was so close to topping it and falling. It's
really being able to concentrate on the body position you need and not going to the top hold is really important. Mainly because as soon as you start thinking about the hold, your body will just do whatever it likes.
Yeah.
Generally work against you, not with you.
That's mine generally does, yeah. Now look at this starting position. She's trying something new there that's unique. Oh, look, this is the foot I was saying. He opened his body up, leaning way to the right in order to do that, but peels off backwards.
So he's chalking up, though, so it looks like he's maybe learned something there and getting back on.
Well, it's a 2-move wonder. 14 seconds should be easy for him. This is Oliver. I joke, of course. Oliver rocking up.
Here we go. Oh.
Fingers on, head in his hands.
Again, it's a slab, but it looks super powerful, especially on the upper body and your shoulder girdle, being able to really push over that foot. Just coming out from the wall there.
And he was close to being awarded the zone as well, because you've got to move on that zone. You can't just touch it like he did.
Did you have to use it?
Yeah, use it.
Yeah, which I guess opens up a line for debate. But again, as long as the judge is fair with everyone and holds a strong line in their decision making, then it doesn't matter. It's down to the judge.
That is true. All right, judges, no pressure. All right, moving off now on M1 is Luca.
He's got the snazzy shorts on from Alex Waterhouse.
I was about to say, I've got a pair of them in my cupboard that I love wearing.
Why are they in your cupboard?
Well, because I can't currently wear it. It's too cold in here, so I've got jeans on. Otherwise, they're on all the time.
I'll give
of course. All right, back on the slab for women's 1.
Also, women's 3, we just saw a quick snippet there. That's your power block. So this is the one where full power needs to come out in order to hold those pinches, and on a very overhanging wall, a very stark contrast to women's 1. Getting the slab out the way is great, but knowing that power block is coming, you really need to preserve your energy and preserve your power. The fitter of the climbers there, you'll be able to see them moving through that section with ease, but by no means is it an easy block.
Okay, well, that's what they have to do. We've got a top from Joe. Awesome from Jo Neem. She is looking great at the moment. Like, I've watched her for a long time in competitions, and like at the moment she looks fit, she looks strong, and very confident out there.
Yeah, and I think climbing is a weird one, isn't it? Because you can look at a lot of people and think they look fit, they look strong, they look this and they look that, and actually you really don't know what's going on inside mentally, physically. They might be, being quiet about an injury, or they might be feeling the strongest they've ever felt in their life, and the story comes out when they're on the wall. And that's what I kind of love about climbing, is that you don't know what's going to happen until you leave the floor.
Absolutely. It's so exciting, isn't it? Well, Luca here is into the top, should make it, and it does. Awesome top from him. Congratulations. And Luke is getting support from Sasha Coppin online, who's cheering, well, a few, and Luke as well cheering for him. So do send your appreciation on YouTube, because the athletes will pick it up, I'm sure, psychologically. Rebecca is into the zone.
Feet low here. She's obviously trusting that right toe, ideally getting her feet up, really being able to turn her right hand into an undercut. Here we go.
Flicks that right hand. There's nothing up there. Tries to reach for something on the left. Brings the right foot through into the side pull. Oh, she's trying to work this out.
Yeah, you can really tell that she's thinking about this as she goes. Maybe it doesn't line up or feel how it did on the wall when she was thinking how it would when stood on the mat. Which is always actually really annoying when you have to make it up on the spot. You're like, damn it, I thought it was going to be like this. And again, the climbers that can pivot, move, change in the moment, maybe they've had a bit more experience in competitions with just being able to climb how they feel, will start to show on some of these slightly more techie climbs, maybe.
Totally agree. All right, well, we're looking at the slab again. He came close to that black line again with that left foot. I think he saved it, though. And that's your long-haired friend there, Cole, on... What did you call it? Shoulder City. Oh, a thumb in that dish. That's brutal. Doesn't work, but love to see that.
For such a simple-looking block, it definitely seems a little bit complicated.
That M4, if I was looking at these boulders, it's the one I would just walk away from, not even attempt. It looks horrendous to me.
If you are wondering who set the not many hold slab, that was a Max climb. A Max special. Max is apparently a particularly like slab.
Apparently it was harder as well, and Max was the only one who could do it, and they made him rein it in a little bit, which is fair enough. Rebecca up again towards that zone hold now.
Yeah, so hopefully being able to turn these moves into a few less. She's done it before. She's learnt them. Spend less time in that position.
She's got to. 34 seconds. This could be her last attempt. So has she learned from that? Trying to find that left foot. Wants a right foot in now. It's back and forth. Bobbles with the right. She's still on the wall, though. And comes down in 20 seconds. I'm not sure that's going to be enough. And no, she says goodbye.
Cole, back on. One last try. Go on, Cole. Always with a smile, though. He's enjoying himself.
I'm cheering for Cole now, just because of what you said about the hair. I love it. He's going to get timed out here on boulder 4. Yeah.
Get down. There we go.
Yeah, there's no turnaround time in this, so he has got to get off the wall quick.
He does. It's hard to let those climbs go when you do unlock it and you start making progress, and then you hear the beeper, and it's a sad time in your mind.
I just want to say a big thank you for Tech Native right now. Loving these graphics, and so are people on the chat as well. It's brilliant. Excellent breakdown of the boulders here. Right, this is women's 4, which we'll get a look at in a sec. And on M3, this is Christy.
Giving it full beans on this. Can he make the zone? Nope, with a foot pop.
And women's 1, this is Alice Thompson, who's underway. Can she continue the flash trade? Everyone has done it so far. And just to let you know, Josh Wyke has split his tip so badly he won't be doing M4. Just to let you know, if you're watching for Josh. So hopefully you feel better soon, mate.
And that'll also be down to a bit of a sort of health safety thing. If he has split and he is bleeding, health safety thing. If he has split and he is bleeding, that's not. You won't be able to continue climbing unless you can tape it up so that blood doesn't go on the wall. We don't want to be spreading that around.
Yeah, which makes you realise how bad that tip must be split then in that case if you can't tape it up. So.
There was a lot of blocks yesterday, and I guess there's a fine line between using too much skin that you can't carry on competing.
Yes, and still trying to get into a semi-final is a hard one. Launching left, trying to set up a 1-2 move there.
So women's 4 looks a little bit stranded in that move. It's not a big hold. But again, working away, trying to figure it out.
Well, it's all go. We said things would ramp up. I think we've got 8 athletes now on the stage. So we'll be flicking between everyone, trying to get all the action, pressing in. That move is brutal, isn't it, for the men?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be enjoying that one
No,
personally.
absolutely.
But really good speed on men's one for the first move. Can he unlock the palm? Has he seen it? Will he commit to it?
It looks like he's going to jump from very low on this. There is a foot available. And yeah, that's the stranded move you said, stretched out.
She does have a heel on here, so that's going to take a couple of inches off her reach. Just moving it to a toe. So that's good, but holding this swing.
Yeah, because all your weight comes off that toe into your arms, and you're horizontal, so it's just powerful to hold it.
Being able to commit, again, obviously that was the first climber that we've seen on that block. Hopefully the conditions of the holds won't change too much for Emma Edwards, who qualified in first yesterday.
Now we're watching two boulders in action at Shoulder City on the bottom right, and then women's 2. Creeping over. There's only a very small surface area for that left foot. She moves away now into the heel. This is the stranded move on women's 4. Bumps out. Let's see what she can do now, because she dragged it into a toe much quicker this time. 3 fingers dragging down on that right. Holds the swing this time, but can't quite. Kicks into the wall to try to stop it.
I mean, that right hand is so slopey. The crimp there. She tried to hold it with a thumb at one point, but she really was actually quite close to holding that one. Whether she can hold that position to get her foot out right, who knows?
Yeah, and it'll be intensive, won't it? That core will be burning. Everything will be hurting for her. So
it looks like the left side of the wall is really starting to ramp up with the intensity on the smaller holds. So they're not really that positive. You've got big burly moves off them, on men's 3 especially. Fighting actually really well through men's 2.
Yeah, creeps his hand out to that side pull, holds it, minute
Can
buzzer
he hold
goes.
the swing? He can.
That was wild. Well done.
So he'll know that the minute buzzer's gone. He'll be able to have heard, well, hopefully he's heard that. He needs to hold it together. Oh, commentator's curse. He needs to hold it together to the top, and as I said that, he's off.
We're looking at women's 2. This is the power boulder. Had a niche go, oh, he gets it done. Awesome work. So sorted those feet out eventually. He rotates that shoulder again. It's shouldery. All right, launching up for probably the final time here on women's 4. Can she hold this swing? She's got to kick that left foot back in. No, it looks like the power's draining out of her arms here.
That will conclude her comp though, so now she can go and get rested up, put a warm jacket on, and probably think about how thin her skin is.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, we have another rotation as our athletes come through. That isolation area will slowly be getting empty as we work our way through the athletes. The athletes come out in the opposite order from where they qualified. So Dylan and Emma will come out last because they qualified in first position. So now, although we'd expect the standard, because of how they've qualified, to improve, often that doesn't work like that. Sometimes we get athletes coming out in the first 5 or so, making a final. So keep watching all the way through this. Cole out with the left hand. Things are right, but pops that foot. Women's on, there's Ida. Edie sorry. Said Ida. Invented an A there.
See her quite often down in Sheffield. Always training, practicing, getting her comp blocks on.
She's starting her journey left. Rebecca, good work on that power boulder. Interesting foot.
Yeah, I think actually turning around to the left to be able to match looked, I don't know, potentially quite good in order to be able to move up to the next pinch and bring your feet back to the right-hand side. But again...
Edie cruising there, look at that. So cool. I like the dismount as well. Hit the deliberately, jumps off the bottom black hold. Go on, Cole. Cole is wearing the least compy shoes I've ever seen a comp athlete wear there.
Cole is really strong. He's really strong. He's got really strong fingers. But he's definitely loves going climbing outside. Probably only has one pair of shoes. But again, he's, by the looks of it, the climber that's having the most fun.
Exactly, agreed. All right, well, on women's number 2 here, wrapping her hand around this zone. And look at the slab on the bottom right as well. Keep an eye on that. Got to bring that left foot up. He does. Luke is in. Oh, no, it pops. It's kind of dual text, that left foot as well. There's a bobble of texture on it. It's hard to hit accurately, though.
So Joe Neve, normally liking slabs, when I've spoken to her in the past anyway, just maybe getting a little bit too tucked up for that move.
She had to look back accusingly at the hold there. Cole getting lots of support. Maddie Harper cheering Cole on the chat. Yeah, Cole, our new favourite. He is down in 10th though, so he needs your help. Luke brushes the first starting holds here. Now, we haven't really seen much of men running into men's four, but it is a run and jump start.
Now, this is looking like the way that the route setters wanted this to happen, and now not. So the right hand was meant to stay on the right hand crimp. Holding it nevertheless.
Yeah, great work from him. Up to the blocked zone hold, crimping. The thumb wrapped over the top as he hits that left slopey side pull.
Making really smooth progress. If he can hold it together, he's dropped that left foot low, needs it back up. There we go. Create some tension, and maybe left foot even one more higher. Just looking a little bit low with his hips. Let's bump that left foot up.
Yeah, he wants to, doesn't he? He's adjusting.
He looks like also a taller climber, though, so fitting in this gap isn't going to be easy.
Very good point, yeah. And he's just keeps changing those feet. Cole drops. Okay, he's in. Right, thumb, come on, bring that left foot up. Leah is literally next to me, urging him on with the hand here. Oh, that right foot is so hard to get accurate. It's blocked, it's nasty. How's he still? It's like a lead route, this.
Yeah, that connection with the left foot is going to be imperative. It has to be there in order to be able to match.
Joe peels off the zone hold, looking frustrated on the bottom right of your screen. He's still on the wall. I can't. I just keep looking back and he's still there. He's obviously very comfortable with that side
He's
pull.
forgotten his chalk back, though.
Oh, he has, hasn't he? Yeah, problem. Oh, he's fallen finally. On women's, what is this? 4. That is Ruth Hardy, second place. She falls. Minute buzzer goes. Joe pulls back on.
So Joe has done World Cups in the past. She'll know what that minute buzzer sounds like. She'll know that even with time on the clock, anything is possible if she can really focus. She's got up to the penultimate move before. She can get back there if she can piece it all together.
Yeah, she's qualified for GB's lead team next year, so she won't be doing too many boulder competitions, but this is one that she wanted to do, pressing into that zone hold. Looks more comfortable as she brings the feet up. Cole swinging around, and Rebecca, synchronised falling at the bottom of the screen. Joe really hugging that volume now. So involving with all her body. 5 seconds. Could it be a buzzer beater? She's going to have to. Oh, that is. She's in. Yeah. The buzzer looked like it went early there, which was a bit odd, but I think it was just the delay.
It might have been a delay on the time on our screen. Yeah, in real time. Again, we'll wait for the score sheet to see if the judge gave her that. And what was going on in the corner then was Ruth actually did get the bonus on the last block, so that'll really be really important for her to bump her up that scoreboard.
Yeah, the women's so far is fairly low scoring. A couple of the guys have topped. I mean, obviously Luke Oliver getting 2. But yeah, all round fairly low scoring so far.
I mean, for the competition itself, and especially for the route setters, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
Obviously, it's not nice when people don't top the boulders for them, but in terms of the competitors, the stronger competitors are meant to come out later. If you get everybody topping too soon, it starts to be a little bit nerve-wracking that you're not going to get those splits.
So we don't want it undercooked, do we? And separation is what we really care about, and we are seeing that in spades. So well done, setters.
So Izzy Bridgens making her way across this slab. She's recently recovered from finger injury, so hopefully she's back to full form and fully recovered from that. Finger injuries are hard, isn't it? There's not really a whole lot you can do. Seeing her climb with one hand in a glove and one hand climbing, she obviously wanted to do something to keep her mind going. Tops the first block with ease, keeps the flash going.
Yeah, she's cruising through there. All right, well, she'll go and rest. This is M3. We're seeing Sol up to this horrible slopey crimp, brings the thumb in as well underneath, now wraps it over the top in a closed crimp, slaps left but drops it.
Catherine securing the bonus. I think it looks quite powerful but quite techy, this boulder. Really getting in, you need to be able to get into the right position. Again, Catherine's quite a tall climber, so her being able to fit into those shapes will be Potentially a little bit harder for her than some of the other smaller climbers, but I always say you've got to use what you've got.
Absolutely. All right. Well, the athletes out in action, having a little chat on that slab. You can see the cut-off line, by the way, on the left of your screen. We're looking for just the top 8. Do expect that leaderboard to change around, though. Oh, that's powerful.
Powerful thumbs.
Powerful thumbs, indeed. Yeah, that pinch strength.
The pinch block. This is one that's going to really pump you out. So especially for the first couple of moves, they're slopey, but they're pinchy. And fighting through those, the pinches and moving into the undercut. If you can then get to the top, what you really don't want to be doing is falling off the top move. So you have to do it again.
Absolutely. All right. Oh, big move. Oh, that's a spectacular fall out of the camera. I hope he's okay. And there's that powerful thumbs again.
Both those climbers turning away like, what have they done?
I love it when we can see the sort of emotions going on screen. It's brilliant. If you're on the chat, don't get quiet on me. Say hello. What are you doing out there? Where are you watching from? Who are you supporting? Do let us know. We are watching. And any questions, of course, to Leah Crane. She's right next to me, waiting for your questions. Oh, it's all go here, up into the thumbs on women's too. That's not Joe. Sol is on those powerful crimps, struggling there.
I think this will be Alice Thompson.
Yeah, Alice, I think she's a route setter here, or certainly a route setter, and does a lot of outdoor climbing. So she's and I did watch her tech her way up some slabby stuff that was ridiculous yesterday. So she's very good at that kind of style.
I do think being a route setter sometimes can just give you a little bit of that edge of advantage. You are able to think how a route setter might think, be able to guess what moves they're trying to force, as long as you don't get stuck in your head and be like, this is what they want me to do, and go down a rabbit hole.
Oh, she's wrestling with this boulder again. Less than a minute and falls. Slapping up for a non-hold on that volume. Desperation there.
Catherine, getting the high point on that block.
Oh, okay.
So good to see some progress on it and actually see some of the moves go higher up.
I think that's Christie on M4. That left foot is a nightmare of a hold.
Yeah, you can't really see from the camera, but it is, like you said, dual text before, and there is a little nub on the kind of middle that sticks out, that's got a bit of texture on it. A little error in a foot placement and you'll be, well, like we just saw, you'll be off.
Yeah, exactly. Popped off there.
Yeah, so Alice here, she doesn't have enough time to get to the top. She's already got the bonus.
Yeah,
maybe some wasted energy. Who knows?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, as you said, you just want to do these boulders, and yet the sort of like the sensible thing to do is to back off. The Lanky Climber on YouTube is sporting Joe Honeyfield. Thank you, The Lanky Climber. Great name. Loving it. Right, so the athletes brushing away with those the Woodstock brush holds.
It's always funny as well seeing the climbers. Obviously, they don't know where people have got to, so they're brushing the top holds and the next holds, and actually no one's been up there.
Yes. All right, back on this. Is anyone going to drop this? Everyone has flashed it so far.
This is Jem Wood. Again, great on a slab. That she's going to be no stranger to this. And I'm fairly sure she's been in a final of the Plywood as well. So a name that we might actually expect to see later on this evening. Yeah, she's so experienced, been in the World Cup team many, many times. Seems to always go to China as well. Like it's like one of her favourite places, it seems. I think that could be a flash on Mem's 1 there. I think that was I don't know who that was. Maybe Aidan Dunn, possibly. Jen is in, so she flashes. And Jo Neen, keep an eye on that as well, because she's through those powerful moves into the zone. Yeah, Jo's definitely done a lot of work on trying to become a lot stronger, a lot more powerful. That wasn't her bread and butter a couple of years ago. So you can see her training there really paying off, getting through those pinches. That was Aidan Dunn on block 1 as well. So Aidan got it done. Jo is one move away from the top of this one. Those arms have got to be screaming. Hits the left, holds the swing. This is incredible. All right, hand up to the slab, and she gets it. That is awesome from her. I love it. A look of excitement on her face. Really good that she could hold that together. It looked like for a second she was going to get what I call last move fever and panic. and just go a little bit too quickly. But she held that so well, held the composure.
Yeah, her power endurance, incredible on those crims.
Reaped the rewards. I mean, if she's training to be on a rope, this is going to really help her anyway, just to hang in there and actually keep calm.
All right, on men's 2, this is Christy. Head crushed in underneath there. Almost a head jam situation going on. And there's our man Cole on men's number 4. Oh goodness, I'm sorry, Cole. It was the hair distracted me. It's a good shot to show how small some of these holds are.
Yeah, again, if it looks shiny, that's because it's what we call dual text. So it'll be there'll be a rough part to the hold, and then there'll be a super slippy part to the hold. Resetters love to do that because they can really force certain moves, or just make footholds really poor. Just to make it even better for our competitors.
I mean, if you've watched the Burn World Champs, you would have seen a men's no text only boulder. Oh, look at this creeping up. Now, the toe underneath, I've seen a few people kind of want to do that, but she was the first to really try to engage it. Rebecca now with the thumb, hits the sloper. A blocked crimp to go, it's up there, but she falls. And look at Cole, hang on. He's nearing the zone. Go on, Cole. Left pressing. That might count as a zone as well, which...
Yeah, he did move his weight there. He's definitely moving around. His central gravity is moving, so in my book, that is a zone.
Can he bring the other hand in, though? Oh, he does. Oh, that's not control. That's close.
It almost looked like he was going to claim that, and then I think he was like, oh, no, probably not. He knows that's not it.
Yeah, he does.
But he knows he can do it. He's still got a minute on the clock.
So what, those stiff shoes are clearly paying off now.
Although they look so old, I don't know if they're actually past being stiff.
That's a good point, yeah. Someone give him a shoe sponsor, come on. All right, core engaged. Slaps left, just holds that. Gets a heel in, out towards that awful zone hole pinch. Now brings the thumb into that divot on the right. He's trying to eye up this massive slap across and pings off with the left hand.
So Edie's last go. Again, just getting into the pistol squat. Like you said, she went for the toe hook. The thing that makes her body do, though, is that pushes her hips out from the wall. The holds are not good enough for you to be fighting going backwards. So if she can concentrate on the body position against the wall, not the move itself, just stand up, stay in close. There's enough space there to be able to just stand. Her hips came out, just still trying to get that toe hook in.
Big fall from Rebecca again. She got close a few times now. Oh, missed it a few.
Well held.
Very well held there. Cole with a big smile on his face with 5 seconds to go. He couldn't get it done.
Great experience for Cole, though. He's not going to do loads of competitions throughout the year, but he's made the semi-finals of Plywood Masters.
Now, we are waiting for that score to be updated. I think it's a bit delayed at the moment on the left. We'll keep an eye on that.
The sticks are up. The brushes.
I love those shots. It's brilliant. Everyone's scrubbing away. I think that's Connie down on the right for the women's. For women, she enters.
So Connie is the sister of Izzy. Strong climbing family there.
Yeah, indeed. Lots going on here.
Finn Jackson.
That's Finn on men's 1.
So Izzy, Connie and Finn actually all climb together. So it's quite nice that they're all out at the same time.
Yeah, you feel the support, eh? All right, creeping across then.
Hannah in the bottom corner of your screen making good work of the last boulder. This last move doesn't look like it's a given, though.
No, it doesn't. We saw Rebecca drop it a few times there, so it's not over yet. She's got a toe in there or a heel in there pressing. Hits the sloper, but on a kind of way far left. All the chalk is in. A flash again on women's 1. Looking very composed there as she comes down. Holds the swing. Left foot in, pressing up, trusting into the zone. Points on the board.
Is he going to see the palm? Back to the same question.
Almost.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. All right, well, that's the top. He's looking pretty good here. Wraps that right hand under, but the left foot bobbles and goes, and that's the thing.
He was getting his left foot up, but he was doing it so erratically.
No.
I just don't think you've got that room for that much movement
Agreed.
in the smear.
And he kind of popped back into our shot there, so he's okay after that fall, which is good to see. Hannah now out into the zone. Big left slap needed here. There's that side pull, which is good if you can get it. Sets the feet.
So she's on full smears on her feet now. Now she's stood on the handhold. Again, dual tech. She can't just slap your foot on.
Yeah.
This slab block, again, not many holds, lots of movement.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those. A very interesting block. And it's good to see setters try stuff like this. I like to see it, but it is challenging for sure.
Again, what I was saying before about you have to be good at everything in competitions. There's no room for a little bit of weakness. I mean, obviously there is, but you can't necessarily expect to be super high up the leaderboard. So go and work your weaknesses, do the things that you don't like, and turn them into not weaknesses.
Leah, I want you to be my coach. You are seriously fantastic at this. I need some of your calm advice when I'm climbing. It's brilliant.
Just go have fun. That's the main point of advice.
Nah, I want to win.
You do that by having fun, though.
Right, okay. All right, towards the zone hold on men's number one here. Pressing with that palm, delicate feet. Creeping over, Hannah goes again on the bottom right. It was all big fall on men's slab there. That was the jump start. We haven't seen too much of that, but it is possible just to hit the wall like he did. Right.
Finn getting high. He's done the hard, in quotations, move.
You'd expect him to get it from here, wouldn't you? But still, you've got to keep it together. He does. Good work.
Very smooth. So we have a climber facing out to the crowd.
Finally.
He looks a little bit lost. He's not using the crimp. Doesn't need the crimp.
Turns out it might be easier the way the setters have intended. Of course, the athletes do not know this, so it's great to see. Hits that sloper now.
Really good opposition onto the left volume. He needs to get that left foot up just a little bit higher. There we go. Take your time. Tension. Really good. So you'll see again that top move. He did not move with his hips. The only thing he moved was his hand. It meant that his weight was evenly distributed between his feet and there was no agitated movement, I'll say.
Yeah, it was
really
so
smooth.
Really impressive, I agree. All right, this slab again. Left foot bobbling, going. Oh, yeah, that face he just pulled is what I think everyone is feeling on that thing.
We've still got a lot of climbers to go, though. So we have more than enough chances for that block to be topped.
So, well, Hannah's in 3 seconds, though. She's going to have to go quick. She can't go quick enough. Comes down. That is it for Hannah. And Jonine is waiting in the wings there with a brush to brush it. A roving camera lady there in the middle, trying to avoid climbers, catch all the action. Big shout out to Tech Native here. And right, as Leah said, halfway through this, well, more than halfway through the semi-final now. Careful with the feet on this slab. It's 5 minutes of falling off this move if they don't get it done quick. That left foot not sticking.
He has got the right idea, though. So it seems what the other climbers have done on this part is the almost small karate kick above your hand, foot on, and then really moving your body weight over that foot. You've got to really trust it, and it's got to be on really precisely.
There's a lot going on a two-move boulder. It's crazy, that thing. Right, pressing underneath. Oh, the back has got to be screaming. Creeps the right hand around the corner. It's pretty blind, that move as well. And holds the swing. And a big fall. It's all going on. Jen Woods falls too.
That's Lily Kinnersley on block 1. One of the more junior competitors, but has done a lot of competitions. And again, watching her social media, she's been training a lot of comp style boulders. So we'll see what she can bring here today.
All right, well, she's underway there. Jonine is also going towards the zone. Aidan getting big support from everyone here as he hits the top as well. Suddenly, men's 2 is becoming doable in our eyes anyway.
So that's 2 tops for Aidan done. He has topped the first and the second.
Certainly one to watch. One move away here for Lily. Hits the right hand. This is awkward. She makes it work. Brings it in. Well, she's done enough. It didn't look the smoothest, but she's got it done.
So we go quiet for a minute and pull a face. But she matched, and she got the top.
There should be a commentary box camera really showing our faces. It is probably ridiculous what we're doing here. All right, this is Jen Woods, comes up into the zone. Jo is close to the top, one move away.
So this, I don't know, it looks to me like this might be slightly dynamic, a bit of a blind stab, like up and over the volume. It is blocked. Obviously the route setters have made it extra nice for the climbers, so they might be getting a bit of a finger stab there if they get it wrong. But there needs to be these kind of little hidden or blockers, or moves that will catch these climbers out. Wow, that was an amazing catch on that palm.
That was, wasn't it? It's wild, legs going almost to his hips.
But the route setters are want to use blockers and things like that to be able to separate the climbers. If somebody makes a bit of an error for a route setter, that's good. Jen Wood having a little bit of a struggle on the slab climb, but Edie making these pinches look easy.
Yeah, she
so
is.
Far.
Yeah, and I love that left toe wrap, almost like toe hook on it. Changes it into a heel hook. Creeps out that little bit of a knee scrub there.
Yeah, moving really well through these moves. Really getting her hips up high.
There's two ways to do this next sequence. You can either cross or bump, but the bump is super powerful. She goes for the cross.
See, because she went under her arm, her arm here, when she unraveled, it means she's going to be lifting up her top arm that's on the zone hold. That's not going to help her whatsoever. So again, it might be that she has to go under to stay close to the wall. Go to, or her next attempts will show us if that was the right thing for her.
So you think she might go over the top next
Either
time?
over or, like you said, bump. But yeah, unwinding out of that, she needs to be so strong on that right hand in order to be able to let it go early, because your right arm will be knocking the left arm off.
All right, well, that's what she's got ahead. A minute buzzer goes here. Jo looking powerful again. She looked good before, but missed that top. Gets a toe hook in, trying to steady herself. Oh, that's all she's holding on to. Great shot. Basically two slopers with a bit of a pinch in there.
Yeah, I mean, that's really not a good hold. And the top hold, whilst it's a good crimp, it's a crimp.
Yeah.
That's not something that you can just wildly jump to.
Yeah, and blocked as well. In fact, we can actually see that top hold from our commentary box. It's like beckoning us. Right, Jen is in again. She hasn't looked comfortable yet. This is better from her, though. 25 seconds. She's still got to go slow, not rush.
So a one-leg pistol squat.
Oh.
Can she stay in close? No, just struggling with that power there.
It's the awful slab. I'm glad they made it slightly easier, because it's obviously still absolutely nails, that thing.
I mean, the route setters have got such a tricky job. They've got to separate all the climbers. They might not know who all of these climbers are. They've got to think about conditions. They've got to think about how tired they're going to be, skin preservation or not. As much as we can look at these blocks and be like, oh, that's a good block, or, people aren't doing that block, they've got a hard job. So fair play to them for everything that they've put on the wall for this entire weekend.
Agreed. The hours they've put in is insane. And the lack of skin is, when I turned up the other day, I just walked in and said, how's your skin? And they just looked at me, showed me their hands, nothing on it. So they've been going hard. Oliver Knox is leading the way for the men, Jonine for the women here.
So this is Zoe Petermans. From what I've seen of Zoe, she can be quite an emotional climber. If it's not going well, it can sometimes get the better of her. But really quite strong, quite powerful little pocket rocket. Also moved into doing a bit of route setting recently. It might have changed the way that she approaches things on the wall.
It's interesting you say emotional, because she was doing the qualies with headphones in a lot of the time yesterday, trying to keep in her world, I think, a bit. So it's fascinating that you say that. Up with the left hand. This is so smooth from her, though. Gets that top. Good work. Little tap on a hold in celebration there as she comes down.
After she'd matched.
Yes, please. Please do that.
This making good progress, getting into the zone. But it looks like this top move is such a stopper. I guess you've had pretty good holds up until now, and then the right hand matching on the volume, it's really not what you want.
Yeah, she hasn't really got a...
Staying low to get as much out of the slope as she can.
Look at the slab, though. It's not... That could be a zone, and it could be a top. I think that is a top. Unless he bowled, but that looked like it is definitely control. He is in.
Fair play. That is... I mean, knowing that he could reach that, trusting his left foot enough to stay on, and not actually committing to that top move, because he didn't need to. That was fantastic. And
apologies, by the way, I've been saying 8 athletes because I'm a fool. 6 athletes make it through to the finals, not 8. It says quite clearly with our cut-off there, but obviously I didn't see that. So the scoreboard is...
You're in Olympic mode.
Yeah, yes, apparently so, yeah. More coffee's needed here. So yeah, 6 athletes moving through. And some brushing in action there. That's our audience. Expect it to be packed this evening. I think we kick off at around 4:30 this afternoon, so quite an early finals. Pressing up into boulder 1, that's Jamie Jenkins. I like that heel that they get in there. It just looks solid once they wrap that.
Yeah, it really enables you to control your hips, so you can pull close into the wall, pull across into the volume. And generally, well, climbing for me, all about the hips. So if they're where they should be, if you can control them, if you can fling them up the wall and follow them in a dynamic move, then climbing becomes quite a lot more understandable, a little bit more easy.
You and Sean are all about the hips always. Look at that feet first through there.
So potentially maybe not being as much of a powerful climber. So for that move being really intuitive to her own style is really great to see. Again, being really low on that pinch, it's not going to help.
He's into this again, this move. He's got to fly from here. He's low on it at the moment. Starts that bump once. Oh, okay, now, can he move? That's the question.
Is this going to be the same as Luke, though? So going static, you can get it. It makes getting that right foot up really hard.
Yeah, and the forward as well. Quite uncontrolled when you're stretched out like that. I was holding my breath there for a sec.
Just 2 inches. Just jump 2 inches.
Yes. All right, left toe in on the starting move. Holds the swing. What power for a second, and then comes down as I said it. And 1 minute on the clock.
And this is why I always prefer a slab at the end, because for me, again, using power right at the end was not my forte. And so each of these individual climbers may or may not like this series of blocks, but that will be thought about by the route setters. We are moving from right to left within these climbs, but they'll have judged how hard to make block 2, 3, 4, depending on how tired they may or may not be.
Yeah, it's always an interesting thought process from the setters to do that. And it does make a big difference to how the comp plays out as well. All right, can he go higher? I think he's just got to go for the jump here, but he...
Pop. Here we go. Yes. Amazing. So he's got the height. He was in the right position, and then he just bagged a little bit. So his center of gravity, his weight, just started to move left. It meant his weight came off the right palm. And ultimately, your support to stay up has gone. And frustratingly for him, that was his last go.
Yeah, he's done. The buzzer goes. 5 minutes comes on again. Jonine leading the way. Ruth Hardy in the danger zone at the moment. In 6th, Rory Cummings for the men in the danger zone. Luke Murphy just above that. Oliver Knox still leading the way. And Philip Murphy, though, very, very close. He just came down to attempts there as he's put into 2nd place.
Yeah, so not many solid coloured boxes on our screen.
No, not yet.
Might be a hard semi-final round. Still, the stronger climbers from yesterday still to come out. Aidan's topped both blocks. Again, he is a strong climber. He's good at quite a few different styles. We'll see the progress that he makes up this boulder. But from what I've seen of him climbing in the past, this will be possible for him.
Bread and butter, eh? Well, Jen is crossed up as well. She unwinds really nicely. 1 move away from a top here. Got to hold the swing there. Oh, brilliant footwork. Doesn't need to swing. Jen on fire there. That bumps her up into 2nd place.
Oh, Edie Carr, just on this top move, it looks so savage with the bad handholds. You see all the climbers when they've got there have been looking for maybe that little snippet of what am I meant to do here? Yeah. They're looking around with their feet, not sure what's going on.
Yeah, and that hold, that sloper the setters are put on is brutal. The thumb catch is there, but the rest of it, it's like a Beastmaker style. Have you ever been on a Beastmaker sort of 2000? It's similar to that angle. It's really hard to hold. All right, into the zone here on M1. What's he going to do? Gets himself set. Edie goes again. Sets for the jump. Checks it out. Trying it statically. Can't hold it.
Lily Kinnersley on the thumb teeter.
Every time we say this, there's a new. Is it? Yeah, it is a thumb. I thought it was a finger there for a sec. Oh, the thumb pops, explodes off that hold. She can't quite keep it. Loving the t-shirts, by the way, as well. Plywood Masters 24 here. This comp has been running for quite a few years, getting bigger and bigger every year. Things improving.
Yeah, I think it's great also marker for the start of the season. A lot of the competitors are going to be doing competitions later on, so really good practice, see where they are, see what they might need to tweak and refine. Yeah,
exactly. And we've got some big ones coming. Quiff in a few weeks, and the studio blocks coming up, and of course the World Cups kick off in China in April, so we're starting to get into that comp mode now. Oh, wow. Oh, he held it with the right. I don't know. I think he just levitated. I honestly do. That was like a Mario jump. That's ridiculous. And brings a left foot up. Why not?
Wow, Reese. Fair play, buddy. That was fantastic. You know, I was saying before about competitors that can really adapt and change in the moment. He's obviously decided that was the move he was going to do. That was full commitment, and it paid off.
It's like a double jump in a computer game. It was awesome. Oh, it was brilliant to see. He's in. Crimping time.
And he's going to feel good about that. Hopefully, that sets him up for the rest of the boulders as well. He's come out. He smashed the first block.
Edie falls.
Lily falls.
Sorry, Lily falls.
Well, both of them fell then.
Yeah, everyone's falling.
Bit of a struggle going on at the moment.
Yeah, it's close on the leaderboard as well. Things here. Bumps that right hand into the crimp. Just 3 fingers. Drops into the press.
No one yet having seen the root setters way. But I guess it's not really something you think about turning around and cutting loose.
That's true.
It's not your typical set that you might get at your local wall.
Yeah, indeed. Into the thumb, whatever we're calling it now. She's almost got a finger involved there as well in the top. Oh, slow motion fall. Held it for a while. Women's 4 there. Edie is wrapping that left hand. Oh, that's beautifully
really
done.
Really good body tension, yeah. Just turning the right hand into a bit of a palm to just hold her hips up enough to be able to come off cross really slow.
What can she do this time? She's tried everything on this hold.
So ideally, don't throw your head back. Keep your head chin into the wall. Don't throw your head back. The head back thing. Oh, Aiden getting really close on that. Yeah. The head back thing, you're trying hard. It's naturally something that you do, but your head is really heavy. And so as soon as you start throwing that back, that's only helping gravity to pull you off the wall.
Yeah. I'd never thought about the head in that situation.
If you can try and learn to try hard, keep your head forward. It's really odd tip.
Yeah, no, it's a brilliant tip there. There we go. People watching at home, Leah Crane giving you a masterclass here in the commentary box. All right, Eugenie Lee is out. She was cruising through the boulders yesterday, looking very calm and collected, and has come through in a high position into this semi-final. She was in Korea last year for the Boulder World Cup there, so she's certainly got so much pedigree to pull on. Zoe Peterman's dropping down low, chalking up before going into the thumb.
Either she wants to be on a rope or just starting to see a few nerves come in with a bit of sweat. But if she's on a slab, I would also be taking my chalk bag with me.
Yeah,
you never know.
No, exactly. And I mean, it can't hurt. Sometimes it does kind of flap and get in the way, and you see athletes drop it, but often it's a good idea. Eugenie looking smooth as can be as she stands up on the slab. Zoe as well, still on. I mean, she might as well be on a rope. It's been a long time there. Eugenie's in. I think, yeah, she did top it.
Yeah,
she's just crown climbing.
That was a smooth flash from Eugenie. Zoe really taking her time.
Yeah, she's...
Hopefully it pays off though, and she's not using a really long time on her first attempt. But if you can sort of make it count and top it, it doesn't matter.
Wiggles that left foot on, trying to almost drill it into that hold.
Really good weight over her left foot. Really strong right thumb in order to keep herself there.
This is impressive stuff, as you said, and this is the problem, isn't it? She spent 2 minutes almost there on that.
Yeah, it's really powerful on your left toe. If you're wearing a soft shoe, it might feel really good to be able to feel the holds, but a stiffer shoe is going to give you a little bit of tension in order to stand up. Again, there'll be some climbers out there that haven't put as much time into, let's say, their leg strength and their pistol squats as they do on a fingerboard or weighted pull-up. So,
yeah, the pistol squat is an exercise I've never done and never wanted to do.
It is now necessary in comps, though. You've got to be able to just stand up on one leg.
Yeah. And that is some powerful legs there. Gets herself stood up, brings that right foot underneath. It's so awkward, though, she hits the thumb.
So this next move, I'm not sure if the route sets actually want you to stand on top of the dual techs and maybe go for a bit of a faster move. This is what, again, we can kind of see this from our commentary booth here, but this is what I'm looking at the moment, because I don't think you can reach with the left foot on. I think it's going to be a quick stab, dead point into the top hold. The crimp is good. You've just got to be able to hold the crimp on a really fast move and probably a bit of a swing. Yeah,
it's a lot there. Rory Cummings got M4 done just off your screen there, so he gets bumped up the leaderboard as well into that zone/top hold. Zoe again is working her way through, shakes out that left foot. I mean, you said it, there's got to be a bit of cramp going on there. She shook it out.
Yeah, I mean, the shoes that she's wearing, as far as I know, it's almost like a mid-stiffness shoe. So it's not super stiff, it's not really soft. It would be a shoe makeup that I would probably entertain in a competition, just because you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, the Squamers, I think, that brings that right foot over, left foot up, and this is where she started to struggle before. Gets a bit more height before going left this time.
Keep close in, think about the move, not the hold.
Got to match it, got to control, she does. That was well done by Zoe.
Really good.
I'm so glad she got it done as well. Like, you know, when an athlete's on the wall for that long, I start to sort of like fight for them a bit more because they're just putting a lot into it. Look at this as well.
Oh, disco leg on the right.
And full flat left foot pressing in. All the rubber. Oh, a heel hook. No, surely not. Come on, you get his thinking, but that's why they blocked it. One of the reasons.
Yeah, that heel, the heel being so low on that volume is only going to help him slip off in a way. Just raising it slightly, more tension through the toe. Easy for me to sit here in the commentary box and say that. I'm well aware.
It's the wonderful privilege of our job. We get to judge but not climb. Izzy as well, getting lots of support there. He's going again. Not much of a rest from him as he pulls back on.
He's back up there quick.
But he's got to. So I didn't see the time. 10 seconds.
On the clock. Tension through the toe.
He's going to power it out. No.
Left foot was off immediately.
The buzzer counts down. Yufei Pan walks onto men's number one. Yeah, Yufei Pan trying to, obviously using this comp as a bit of prep for the season, maybe undercover, you know, not as high profile as others.
I was going to say, do we know why he's UK side?
I have no idea. He just, apparently he contacted the organiser, said he was coming, didn't really want people to talk about it, so I immediately shoved the camera in his face yesterday, but, ignoring his wishes. But yeah, no, he's in and looking good yesterday.
And that's a top for Aiden.
Wow, that was quick. That was so quick. That was 4.
Quick top.
Yufei goes sideways.
Quick top.
Bumps out into the top. Gets those feet across.
Work.
Quick work from Yufei Pan. And Jen Woods there on your screen. Starting to fight here. Out towards the zone.
Louise Flockhart, block 1. Faye McDougall, block 2.
You can hear Come On Jens from the audience. They're cheering her on. She's onto this move. But now that's interesting.
She stood on the dual tech, so it's slippy. Yes.
It works. It works there. You called it.
So she did actually stab the blocker with her fingers and then fell into the crimp at the top. Fair play for holding on.
Yeah. Oh, great to see that happening. Right, pistol squat time. Brings their right foot up onto the slab. That looked great as well.
Faye is a fantastic technical climber. I kind of would expect her to do a bit of a slabby one. She's has really good flexibility. Obviously, she's got the strength to stand up on one leg as well.
Yeah. So it feels like a gear change here in the stadium. Everyone's at the stadium. Wow. Climbing wall. It is a stadium. It's a great wall. But yeah, suddenly we're seeing some strong sends getting done here. Leaderboard changing around all over the place. Luke Murphy now in the danger zone in 6th. Edie Carr as well. 1 top and 3 zones. I'm not sure that's going to be enough. But Jen Woods with that top. And look, 3 flashes is impressive from her.
Well, so in the top spot at the minute with Jen, 3 flashes from Aidan as well in the men's. That was a phenomenal flash of block 4.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, wild from him. All right, powerful moves here up to the zone.
Looking quite chill.
Yeah.
Chalking up. Hanging out. Can he stand on his left foot?
No one else really can. Well, we've seen a couple of tops, of course, but
Ooh,
it's going really
nice
high.
And high.
Yeah.
Really good. Keep the tension. Don't let your hips go to the right too far now.
Pinky wrap as well. Look at that.
I mean, that is a grim top hold.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, trailing your pinkies is an interesting one, but clearly useful in that situation. A little flick of the skin there. It's going to get thin. Things building up. A glance over at the clock. And that is our wall. You can see the doors have been opened to let the really lovely Sunday weather in. Nice and cold and crisp out there. Good conditions. Yifei Pan chilling at the front. Chat, you've gone quiet on me again. How are you guys? It's coming up to 12:30, so lunchtime here in the UK. So let me know what you're having for lunch if you're watching. Are you out climbing? Have you got us on in the background? Do say hello. Tom, good, powerful moves here. Now this left zone is the one I said was horrible. It's like ripples on the surface.
It's almost like a pancake hold, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot going on there.
Like
you can't
that.
go to it too fast. But there is a thumb, so you can oppose it with a bit of a pinch. Oh, Lily just looking like she's just getting a bit tired. Powering out a little bit.
Yeah, she's got to recompose here. Chalks up. Chills out and brushes with a minute to go. The buzzer's going to go in a sec. And there it goes. Yeah, so Lily will go in a second. She's still resting. And then Tom Healy on this powerful sequence of moves here. Right foot dragon on the wall. Comes out, holds it, cuts loose that try-hard face.
He's digging deep. His foot's coming off, so the left foot's coming off before he can get his left hand to the wall, which is fine if you can really stick that with a dead point, hold the tension in the swing. He's not quite managing it.
Oh, not quite, and he keeps going as well, hasn't rested much. Gets a heel in, this is the move, and yeah, tricky. I think he hasn't quite got the beans for that. Says goodbye.
So if you are coming down later to watch the final, you will be able to see some of the stands that we have here. So, for example, Summit Therapies, Third Rock, Process Physio, Shoe Chalk. So if you're coming down later, maybe let us know if you come in on the chat.
Yeah, do it. Shoe chalk as well. I got given a sample of that. It looks fantastic. You put it in your shoes and it cleans up your shoes, like fizzes in your shoes. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I got one in my pocket, so I'll be trying that later on.
Just don't put it in your washing machine.
No, it's a very good point, actually. Well, it might work. You never know. Cleans up climbing shoes. All right. And again, this is Louise.
No.
Sorry. It's not. It's Erin.
Erin
McNeese.
Yeah.
Harming there.
So in the finals last year, again, a name we might expect. Expectations are dangerous, but a name we might expect to see in the final later on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're coming into the top 3 here for the women, and yeah, Erin, Holly, and Emma are the last athletes out. Left hand really smooth and nearly jumped around there.
She did jump around, but you could tell that she was in control. That top hold is a good hold. Her arms stayed bent the entire time, so she's definitely got strength and power in abundance. We'll see how abundant that is on the other blocks.
How much abundance has she got? We'll see. Dragging that toe, holding the swing, looking bit more comfortable, that move now. Athletes dealing with it better, dropping them with the left hand.
Yeah, Connie looking quite nice on these moves. Well, I say looking nice, not sure what that means, but she was climbing really well through them, figuring it out as she goes. Much a little bit like you, Jenny, here. Again, tall climber, just fitting into that small box. But there's one thing you, Jenny, can do is hold her composure through a movement. As you can see here, she's keeping her hips completely still, only moving her arm, gets the top.
That was so controlled as well. That right foot just looked like I had glue on it, stuck to that volume. Last move again, a stab.
Really?
Oh no, not matched yet. Now she does.
Really nice top move. Standing on the slippy dual text of the foothold. Climbing in really good control.
Yeah, and a big fall from Zoe there. It's fascinating to me that you saw that standing on top of that slippy dual text. It just does seem to be the way to do that boulder.
Yeah, you almost have to just pretend in your mind that it's actually a great foothold and that you're not going to slip off any given moment. And as long as you stand in the right way with the right tension, you can stay on.
Exactly. Well, Diane is in here, another member of Team GB who's one to watch for sure.
Really nice height on that palm, like really big jump, loads of weight going through it. Easy top, nice one.
Job done from Diane. That was needed, and he did it with lots of time left on the clock as well to rest. And the slab is back in action. That drag, he drops back into the dish again. Pushing down with that left palm, trying to find something on that hold.
So this is Jamie Jenkins fighting through, and he's off. Oh, Finn is off as well.
Everyone goes. Zoe recomposes. She looked good on the cross through, but then sort of fired off it at the top.
Do you know, I find that some of the hardest competitions as well are the ones where you've done a lot of climbing, you've done a lot of moves, but you just don't get the scores on the board to show it. And you come away feeling absolutely battered, and the next morning is even worse.
Exactly. Yeah, it's true. When you come close, but not close enough, it's brutal. Let's see if she can do it this time. There's the zone hold. Has she still got some power in those arms? Wraps that crimp in. So chalking up mid-move. Oh, she matches. That's... Oh.
I'm wondering if... she's a bit of a short climber. I'm actually wondering if coming through was actually elongating her too much. So she couldn't control the release. Whereas matching, she can now at least bump again. Here we go. And just stay within her box a little bit more.
Yeah, agreed. Well, she's close now. One move away. Hits the left. Cuts loose for a sec. Can she pull it back in? Feet kicking. Needs to match. She does, but it's not going to be control. She just put that right, kept that right toe in. It could have worked.
Yeah, so it didn't look like she had the best contact with the left hand on the top move. Her hips dropped really low. She was out of her shoulders, and matching in when you're that kind of hanging down isn't going to be a very nice position at all.
Absolutely. Jamie Jenkins there, wrapping that right hand. Bumps out left. Powerful moves. He's still cutting loose. Got to get a foot in. Pops the right and falls.
Yeah, I was going to say he's probably calling it a day with that one.
14 seconds to go, and our top six is starting to take shape. Things still change. Luke sitting in a dangerous position with just one top there for the men. Faye McDougall, two tops, but a way to go in her comp, so she'll be bumped up that leaderboard, hopefully anyway. Lots of flashes coming through for the women now.
Yeah, great flash for Faye. Actually, I mean, obviously with Connie and you, Jenny, as well, but of block 2.
And that is Holly Toothall out on stage. Another one to watch. So many to watch here in this competition, but another member of Team GB and someone who's just come on in recent years and is looking so good. UFO Pan back in action and Shoulder City.
Oh.
Wow.
No, we're in Bridge City now.
He has thought better of it, though, after kicking that foot up. Drops it back down. Holly makes her way left.
Like, figuring out these moves, it's so 3D. I don't necessarily think there's a right or wrong position. So we've seen quite a few different ways. Yufei, like, finding his groove, shall we say, moving through. Oh, looking for a jump. Oh,
wow.
Set up for a jump. Didn't do a jump.
Holly's in, bottom right of your screen. Another flash. Oh, wow, he caught a toe hook in there to try to hold that right hand.
Holly looking a little bit nervous to jump down there. Maybe a bit of a telltale sign of an injury. Hopefully she's going to be okay jumping down off this wall.
Yeah, agreed. The Yufei dropped the top move there. He's got to go again. Faye getting stood up. A toe underneath there.
So I was going to say, I think that's Louise.
Sorry, yeah, Louise. That toe was really...
Yeah, so you can see
clever.
she's starting to actually put it down over to the right, which means that her hips can still stay a little bit closer to the wall. When she brings it down if she was to toe up underneath her hips would have to come out in order to make space for that. So really good use of pivoting around her hips and being quite bodily aware on the wall and what's needed.
That was impressive stuff. Yufei Pan pulls on again. 3 minutes left on the clock here. And then one Sam Butterworth. Swinging around, hits that zone hold. Keep an eye on him on the bottom left as he springs up, hits the right again and kicks in. I think he did hold that. Yeah, he did. And look, one move away.
Cool to see. Maybe not the way the route setters envisaged it, but really cool to see actually. A couple of climbers doing it that way now.
Yeah, I love the fact we watch people try it at the beginning and then sort of succeed by the end of it. It's so interesting. When you think a move is like, you can't do it, and then you watch someone, as I say that, look at that heel in underneath. Arching his foot in order to make that work, snatches in with the right hand.
This is a good fight. If he can make this work, it'd be really good to move through. Having to then repeat that process, I hope he's done his training with repeating hard blocks and having a high energy output, because it's going to zap you so quick.
Absolutely, you're right. Yufei Pan as well has got to find something here. He came very close in his first attempt. That swing, and look at those fingers nearly coming off, clawing away.
So Lily down and right, not wanting to stand on the slippy bit, but again, it's dropped so really low, it can work in her favour. She is now standing on the slippy bit.
Really close.
Close. She was robbed.
She was, hit the right hand, came off. Yufei Pan is one move away now. That left foot maybe not high enough though. Now he adjusts it. Really trying hard. Stands up, hips into the wall. Great match from him.
Really good body work. Completely frozen in that shape. Just move the arm. Job was a good one.
Absolutely. He goes. Well, Neil Gresham just Instagramming away down there. Let's see this again. That heel was wild. I want to watch it. And we got a slab in action as well, creeping those feet up. Out to the zone, hits it, puts the thumb in. There's that heel.
He's got to get his hips up. So feet up, hips up. You can start to move just into upper slopers.
Big sort of frustrated slap of the hands here, right? That's a good shot to show these small holds they're using. There's the zone hold, dual techs on top. You can see a bit of rubber now where the athletes have been standing on top.
Lily fitting into these shapes really nicely. Just having really good control within each move. She's not leaving anything to chance. And she's been here before and she'll know what it feels like. Just not, I don't know, maybe not enough conviction on that last move. You've got to really want it to stay on, especially with something that's going to make you cut loose a little bit, and it not being a jug.
Yeah, I agree. She's just a bit tentative as she came up with that drag. Maybe the clock started to play in her mind a bit with those buzzers going on. It can sort of start to mess with your head, perhaps. All right, Dylan is on. Now, this man, we don't want to overhype him here, but he did flash every single boulder in qualifying, which is outrageous considering how hard some of those were. So, qualifying in first position, he'll be our last male athlete out.
You've built him up for me. I'm expecting big things.
Okay, well, I'm backing Dylan here. He looked good yesterday, but we'll have to see. I mean, did it burn him out? I mean, he didn't spend a lot of time on the boulders.
And that's the thing, isn't it? If you're flashing everything, you've not used as much skin, you've not used as much energy. You're going to be way better recovered than anyone that's actually really struggling at the end of their qualifier yesterday. So it'll be interesting to see if he's a climber that relies on the setting style.
Yeah.
as to, how he does on the blocks, or if he really is good at a lot of different things.
Yeah, that's a good point. It'll be interesting to see. He certainly fell off that first move. Jenny with powerful moves here. There's the zone hold. Oh, flicks that left hand underneath.
Interesting with the left hand flick. I mean,
it's going to mess her up surely for that next move.
Yeah, she got her right foot out after. I don't know, mate. I'm just thinking here that the right hand with the right foot is going to be the way to go.
I was in the commentary box trying to do the hand movement to see if it would work, and I just don't think it does. Diane up. He's got one hand on that last hold.
Low left foot, that heel is down. He's in soft shoes. There we go. Bumped it up. Can he freeze?
Oh, I can.
He can.
Good work. Climbing Gems goes crazy for Dylan, who is holding the flag. Should be done for him after this move. Maybe that will have settled a few early nerves. Gets it done.
So obviously topping the block is super important. Bonuses are super important. Then it'll go down to attempts.
Yeah, that leaderboard will be changing. We'll keep an eye on it soon. Zoe Petermans is resting there.
Yeah, watching her, how she deals with maybe being at the last hold and the last block. Can she hold it together mentally on this one? Not letting the previous block get to her and actually just climb through.
Right, let's see psychologically where she's at then. Gets stood up, looking good so far. Right hand hits the sloper and the pinch.
Yeah, moving through really, really quick on this from start to now.
Wanted a drop knee in there, and we'll try it again. Awkward position.
Climbers really don't like to stand on dual toes. It's really annoying when resetters do that, but hey.
Oh, just went for the jump. If she can pull that off, it would be such a strong way to do that boulder.
It would be really cool. Her body was very to the left. She still had her left foot round the side of the volume. There's going to be a little bit of sideways travel if she does hit that. Is she strong enough to hold it? We'll wait.
Yeah. It'd certainly be wild, wouldn't it, if she gets it?
Erin McNeese, easily standing up. Really low toe hook, but facing both knees to the left, which still leaves her hips into the wall. That was a nice top move.
Yeah, it's fascinating how many people have done toe hooks in different places on that volume. And to me, that's an example of good setting. When, an athlete can do lots of different ways to do a boulder. I quite like that.
Yeah, different heights, different strengths. You'll see things being done different ways. And if the climber, again, can actually spot the different ways and make it work for their style, I think that's the important thing. Even if there's a specific move that the setters are trying to make them do, is it still making it work for you in your own way?
Yeah. All right, Zoe pulling on again, gets the toe hook in. Run jump start on the slab on number 4.
I thought you were about to say slab of doom.
Slab of doom. Oh, we could call it that. We haven't named it yet. Right, slab of doom for Tom. And Zoe back again, brings the feet in. Right, will she go for the big jump? You'd imagine she'd want a foot here.
She was close last time, though.
True.
So in her mind, a little bit more digging deep on this last move.
She's getting set for it, isn't she?
Here
She hits it.
Yeah.
Thing is, you're coming around that volume as well when you jump like that.
Yeah, we're looking at it from actually top down. So on top of the volume, it's easy for us to see. But from where the climbers are, they're going to be underneath the volume. That's not going to be a straight line of sight to where she's got to go.
Yeah.
And because her hands and her feet are generally so bad on the holds, it's not like she can lean out to see.
And it's interesting you're talking about being blind hold, because in the finals we get to play with a new toy in the commentary box. We have a pretty awesome bit of tech coming up for you. Imagine a computer game, but in a bouldering simulation. You'll see what we mean later on, but we'll be able to show you how blind some of these holds are for the athletes. So make sure you check in this afternoon to watch the finals, so we get to play with new toys. On the slab of M4 now, getting those feet sorted. Hits that left foot.
You see him just wiggling his fingers around inside pocket so he can start to press down. He is up. Can he make the match work? The matches I've seen have been from low.
Yeah, he should be awarded the zone. I think, I would say he used that.
Yeah.
Holly,
I'm
too,
saying,
yeah. Just, judges, listen to us. Definitely a zone. Holly is in, wraps around, looking for a position to get that left foot up. Yufei Pan cutting loose, looking powerful as he tries to go towards the zone hold.
Louise moving up easy on F3.
Yeah, we hardly saw her try hard there, but she's got through those powerful moves, gets the top. Holly, face against the wall. She goes for the sort of middle. Dono now creeps that toe hook to the right. Good work from her.
Sam Butterworth coming up for the match. These two climbers qualified in second yesterday, so good to see them both top in block twos.
Tops all over the place here.
Missed the top with Faye there on the video, but I'm kind of not surprised that she's topping that one.
All change then. Lots of quick sends going on. This is what we wanted to see. Yufei Pan is chilling. Making sure the chalk on those hands. Yeah, Dee struggled to get into the zone hold just now, so hopefully we'll make a bit of an adjustment here. He's in sixth at the moment. Swings out left.
No movement in that right crimp. Just a little rejig of the right thumb, but that was that's some strong crimping.
Yeah, it is indeed. Fingers of steel, that man. Oh, but the legs let him down, swinging out, couldn't hold it.
It's a really weird position, that, actually, because the hands are so narrow. You've really got to pull your elbows in together so they don't flare. As soon as they flare, you'll be actually pulling your hands away from each other, which isn't going to help you stay on the wall. But it's just not a very comfortable position to be in, trying to pull your elbows together all the time, especially on that angle of wall that he's on as well.
Yeah, awkward for Yufei Pan, and he is having a long look at this boulder as he tries to figure out this sequence. It's a good semi-final so far. It's been interesting all the way through. Nice setting once again into this slab.
Wonder how many times this move's been tried in this comp.
It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, it is kind of two moves, but what are two moves? Oh,
so he's got the thumb press down there, which is what he changed to when he fell off last time. So he's already there, but looking like he's not loving it anyway.
No, he's not. Can't get steady on it. I mean, releasing that thumb looks like a mile away in that position. Yet peels back.
I almost wanted him to look up then, just to see at the bottom of that hold isn't far away, and that, again, that's how we've seen another climber do it. Is it possible? Will he see it? It's hard sometimes not to want to shout at them, but obviously that would be cheating.
Well, they directly below us as well, so we theoretically could do, but we obviously won't. Don't worry, don't worry. Yeah, we're up behind that La Sportiva sign. La Sportiva, one of our main sponsors here, along with UKC, of course, one of the best climbing websites around. Go and check that out. Lion Outdoors, serious climbing distribution as well. Thank you to those guys for helping us out here. Yufei Pan cuts loose again, immediately cracks in that heel.
Not looking like he's losing power at the moment. Each go is really strong effort. He needs to stay up high. Foot is so nearly on. He was 2 inches off it. Oh.
It's close. Right, here's the top again. Goes up with the right hand. Oh.
He knows he's close. He's got enough time for a go.
He did that run back to the chalk bag that implies that he's got something in mind. You know, you can see a little spring in their step when they do that.
Just brush the foothold. Hopefully he doesn't stand on you, Jenny.
Yeah. Yufei needs to get that right foot on the jib. He keeps missing it. Love the lock into the heel, though. Out left. This all looks good. It's the right foot he's been struggling with. No, I think he has powered out finally.
The beans have emptied.
No beans left.
No more beans.
He's done. Diane replaces Yufei on boulder 3.
See, Diane, he's such I really like watching him climb. He's such a strong climber, and he pulls out some moves. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, he's been strong on the youth scene for a while, starting to make that transition into the seniors side of things as well. And of course, as we get into as we start to close down the semi-final, boulders obviously we won't see again. The first couple have gone.
Oh, Erin making that move with a high right foot. The match was easy. I've seen her again training in Sheffield. She makes a lot of hard climbs look easy. But yeah, the control there. She looks like she's in a happy place. You can see as she came under, that arm coming under really starts to tip off the overhand. That makes sense. The left hand. You could, again, her body language would suggest that she knew that was going to happen straight away, and she was off.
Yeah, it's almost like she kind of let it go there rather than fight through it, which is maybe smart. Dylan coming around.
Here we go. So this is how the route setters wanted it to be, and it actually looked a little bit easier. Go figure.
Yeah. And it just shows how good he is at reading boulders. I mean, he's talented at that. Right, but can he work out the top sequence? Brings that left foot up. He's hit the top with one hand. He's got to bring the other in.
Left foot bump, tension, match. Easy, easy. Nice.
Yeah, good work from him. That's quick.
This is Emma Edwards. Steady, steady. Ooh, hips just started to float away from the wall. Those pesky hips.
Yeah, always the case. And swinging down as well. Back on that slab. Rocks up, creeps past the Plywood Masters sign, gets a thumb in, wraps a hand.
This block is infuriating. You can see the moves you've got to do. It just seems so obviously hard to be able to do them, but it's not complicated. You've got to like feel your way through this move, and if you can't feel it, it feels impossible.
Yeah, it's a good point. When it's two moves, it's obvious what you have to do on that boulder, and just executing so tricky. Emma wraps her hand around. Big wide shoulders here. She stands up on that left foot, drills it in, hits the side pull. Has a glance up now. Will that toe come into play? Oh no, the left bobbles, and yeah, shins.
The wrong toe.
Oh. It's true. Yeah, my shins ached in sympathy there, but she did miss it, so that's
okay. That
okay.
made me jump.
Yeah.
But Faye McDougall with a clean scorecard here for the women.
Oh yeah, 4 flashes.
Yeah.
On a set like that, that is good work from Faye. Diane drops in with that right hand.
Yeah, just struggling with the coming in move, so he gets the bonus. I mean, struggling with this move right now, but he's got the bonus, and then coming in with the right hand.
Yeah, the heel popped twice there. Tried to turn it into a toe eventually, but didn't quite get the accuracy he wanted. There's that infuriating slab. Slab of doom. Left foot up. Oh, it pops. His face came close. Everything's coming close.
Shins and chins.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Can't handle this. I can't handle this. And he's cleaning his shoe there. Wants some squeaky rubber involved.
It's just terrifying when when that happens to you and your heart rate goes through the roof. You're like, oh, did I survive or did I not?
Am I bleeding? So she's swapping shoes here. So Leah, why would she be doing something like that?
I didn't actually see what shoe she took off then. So she's put the Dragos on. She might be thinking that actually she wants a softer shoe.
Because it's something we see, isn't it? Like they adjust shoes, and
she might have been wearing the white ones actually. So maybe she's gone for something just a tiny bit stiffer.
Okay.
Or it might be that the pairs she was wearing were a little bit older and she wants a newer pair on. But it'll be because she doesn't feel confident in the toe. She's had 2 attempts now where her left foot's popped, and actually change of shoes, clean slate. It might be enough for her to forget about that and keep the toe on.
Yeah, well, will it work? This is the move she's been falling on. Drills that left in, stands up, face in. She's got to trust it. Can't look at the foot, of course. Oh no!
Look like she's tried to not match feet necessarily, but bring her right foot through. That's not going to help again with the hips. It's going to push her further out. I sound like a broken record sometimes with the hips.
No, I mean you're totally right. Honestly, you and Shauna, having commentated with both of you now, it's like, and the fact that you're on the same team working together, and it's something that I've really taken away into my own climbing, is the hips. It's so vital.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably something in that that we spend so much time together, and we have quite a similar sort of understanding or philosophy around the climbing and the movement part, and why we talk about having fun so much. But yeah, the hips are the foundation of your shape on the wall. So your hands are your primary point of contact, your feet are your secondary, but your hips and where they are, that's your shape giver. So if they're wrong, you can get off.
So you need to write a book on this, really, please do. Right, a couple of boulders left to go, a couple of athletes still to climb. Yifei Pan, let's see if he's feeling slabby today. Brings that left foot up, but pops it immediately. Oh, what's he doing there? Tried a toe hook underneath. Oh,
I think he was just trying to not fall off.
Yeah.
But so fair play, because he made it work.
Good instincts there in that moment. Ollie swings on the power boulder as well.
You think to yourself, I'm at the top, I've got one hand on. And then reality kicks in, and you're like, oh, I can't move.
Yeah, this is the hard bit. Well, he has wrapped that thumb in. It's powerful. He's adjusting it.
He's moving back down, clamping with the right foot, so he'll be coming to match low. Fair play. Good top.
And we've just been told, by the way, Erin is pulling out because of an injury. So I feel for Erin. Hope you're okay. Obviously not okay, but hope you heal up quick.
Hopefully it's to prevent sort of,
yeah,
something getting worse rather than an injury that she's picked up today.
Absolutely.
Which, fair play to her for pulling out there. It takes a lot to pull out of a comp.
It does, doesn't it? You just want to keep fighting through sometimes. Yeah. So smart from Erin. Left hand up. Wow. And a big nod of her head there. She knows how impressive that was. That was cool to see. Yeah, looking confident. Brushes in action on that power boulder, making sure that the surface is prepared. 3 minutes to go.
Going through those holds earlier. They're what I call slippy grip.
Right.
They're grippy, but they're slippy. Right. And they're an absolute nightmare for your skin if you're going to have more than one go.
I was trying to work out the logic of that one. So what you mean is that if you slide off it, it's going to ruin your skin?
Like, there is grip, and there is a lot of friction there, but it's almost like if you've got a little bit of moisture on your skin or a little bit of movement, they're really slippy. So as soon as you start to move on the hold, the momentum picks up and you're off.
Okay.
And then you can say goodbye to your skin.
Sam hits the heel. That's that hold. Wraps just 3 fingers in it. Gets the thumb in. Powerful thump needed now, but can't hold it.
You can see just how bad that dish was there, actually. And Holly climbing the same way that Erin was climbing on it.
Powerful pinches in order to make this work. Reverses the pinch. Allays for the audience as she hits the zone hold. Now, what is she going to do? She's going for the undercross. No, she's not. Changes her mind.
I think let's watch her unwind here. She's stayed low, so you can see how her shoulders are really low. It means that she can almost keep her arms straight, not peel her arms off with each other.
Oh, well, it's worked, hasn't it? She's just got that left high right foot, rocks up on it.
Just not keeping tension on that top move, though. Do you know, I was about to say, there is a kilter board where she climbs and trains. And I think a move like that where you need to come out backwards is really quite boardy. So you can tell the climbers that maybe train on a board, they can keep tension or they can hold their swing into their shoulders and hold the match. But watching this move again, she just loses the connection with the right toe, and the swing's too much to hold on that sloper.
Yeah, I love the thought process into that right toe. It was a good idea, but yeah, I couldn't quite hold it. Well, she's cleaning up. She's got a minute to go, which is plenty of time to get that done. She'll rest and probably have one more attempt at that. The top 6 starting to take shape. Aidan Dunn's been on top for a while now with 3 flashes and a zone. And Faye McDougall, 4 out of 4. Unreal from her. Jen Wood's close behind though, just boulder 2 letting her down. Connie down in the danger zone for the women in 6th. Big twist from Sam there.
A bit of a change to the start move here. Oh, that's throwing my mind a little bit. Is that the way he's been doing it? That's quite different from everyone else.
It looked different, didn't it? Yeah. It was the way he just twisted those hips down.
Well, normally he'd be right hand again out onto the black volume.
I wonder if he does it again. But maybe that was just like, try something new. We'll have to see. Holly sits down on the mats. In 9th. Good work, though. There's a long look to the left as the clock ticks down. I think she's obviously done. Dylan waits, poised with the brush. Yeah, this is where Erin McNeice would have climbed, but as we said earlier, she's injured, she's pulled out, so we won't be seeing her.
So last climber on women's 3.
Oh yes, that's true. Saying goodbye to boulders already.
Do you know, that's also the the cool thing I think about competition climbing is you will never see that boulder again.
Yeah, exactly, and it goes, and that's it, isn't it? And that can be a blessing and a curse, because you can... by the way, Shauna Coxey and Leah Crane are not climbing out there, but Leah is here in the commentary box with me. It would be great. Maybe she should just pop down.
Yeah, no, I'm all right.
Okay.
I've done my time.
That's fair enough. All right, Diane gets stood up, pressure through that toe, bumps the hand. Got to be careful not to knock your own foot off here, but that was good as he stands up.
So looking to stand up, but again, the tops that have happened, he's got fingernails round the back.
Oh my goodness, that's horrendous.
No, he doesn't. Good, get down.
Oh. We've seen that happen so many times. It's gross what they can hold on to.
Yeah, look, you got it, whether it's screw holes or the back of holds, you got to use what you got. It's a tactic. If it gets you up the block without cheating, it gets you up the block. Fantastic top from Emma there, yeah. Moving through that easily, but fingernails in the back of the volumes, you know, it's a it's a struggle if that's what you need to do to match the top hold.
And rarely do setters set that kind of a move as well. So
I mean, no, normally they would tape the back of the volume as well if they thought that was going to be done.
So he tried to break a bit of B today. It was an interesting idea, but nasty way of doing it. So he might rethink that a little bit. Let's see as he stands up. Sam down there taking some great photos, very talented photographer, so do keep an eye on his Instagram. Creeping those feet up, full pressure in with the left toe. That's all he's holding on to. What a brilliant shot. And it's terrible, look, I mean, that shows it. There's so much rubber on that now as well.
I mean, that was a great shot. You could see Diane just getting a little bit of disco leg there, which is not going to help on such a small foothold. But you can tell the power that's got to go through his big toe. Looked like he was just stood on his inside edge a little bit, actually, and not his toe, so maybe looking for a bit more power.
We're watching Dylan Soin here as he comes over, swings around, gets that left foot in, slaps, he needs to bring the thumb in, which he does, gets the heel under.
Elbows in. Good turn.
Quite a hard face.
Spot on.
Yeah, straight into that foot. Good accuracy from him.
This must have him being at this comp must have been such a curveball for the British boys, especially if they didn't know he was coming. You can see that black hold blocking the right hand crimp, so you can't just throw to it wildly. And one hand to the top. I thought he was going to set up for a two hand hit then, because that's not a one hand hold.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a two-hander, and yeah, I went for the left. I'm glad you said about the blocker, because it's been hard to see. All right, Diane goes again. No fingernails, please, as he gets ready to stand up. Careful, careful. Oh, cool.
His right foot working really hard. It'll be working into his right adductor, just slipping off. But again, if he can hold that position and know what the move is, stay there, freeze, match hands, it's a top. But knowing that in real time...
Yeah, exactly. And he threw that brush down. You can see a bit of frustration starting to come in now. I mean, it's annoying, isn't it? Because when a foot bobbles like that, it's like, almost like it's not your fault. It feels that way. It's just happened, and it's like life. And
hard to not get angry.
Yes, exactly. I would get angry. Two athletes left on stage currently. This is Dylan and Diane. Dylan shrugging those shoulders. Has he got some power to give? That just getting started on that block is hard. That slabby bottom has not got a lot on it.
No, the feet, it's going to be so black as well. So all you can see is people that have slipped off it before, or rubber that's been really pushed into it. Diane, looking like he's going to stay low. Yes, there he is. Fantastic.
That would definitely count. He did bobble off at the end, but and he's still come on.
Nope.
Surely, yes.
Not been given.
Got a thumbs up, I think. He had his thumb up for a very long time.
He has. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, so judges give it, and rightly so, I think. He did have control there, and he will leave. Oh, look at that, Sam flicking the brush.
So satisfying to top that after all those attempts for him, and now to hear the buzzer. Yeah.
All right, well, Sam Butterworth cleans up those holds, makes sure of it. That I've never seen such a small dish and such a big hold. It's one of those. There's a lot of hold for a very small bit of usable surface.
Yeah, I think there's a big thing in route setting, especially with it being so commercial now, like the climbing competitions in the Olympics, is the aesthetics of a block. You know, it's not necessarily just about the climbing, it's how it looks on the wall and being a spectacle. So, yeah, the hold is huge. The bit that you hold is not.
Yes. Oh, he's got his fingers into it. Brings that right foot up nicely. Oh, tension in that left leg as he rocks onto the knee. Holly as well, looking good. Holds the swing for Holly. Come on, Sam.
Good control for both of them, actually. Sam moving up high. Is he going to figure it out? Come back down?
Oh, yes. Well, luckily.
It's almost like you try with the nails and the block makes you get down.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, rejected.
Denied.
Yeah. All right, Holly's up to final couple of moves. She's not standing on the dual text yet. Does hit the match. Oh, she's matched that pinch. Interesting.
Just sharing a thumb there. Perfectly hitting the top hold. Textbook.
Holly on form. She comes down. That was quick work as well. And there is some of our audience, a lot of regulars here in the gym, and I know they were enjoying climbing with some legends yesterday.
Down jackets and woolly hats needed for being a spectator.
It's chilly. It's chilly in this wall. It's good for the athletes, but you know. We'll warm up later though. We're expecting a lot of people here for finals. So if you are watching, I know some people are watching the live stream from home, get down to Boulder UK. Come and watch some incredible finals here tonight.
There's nothing quite like watching a climbing competition in person as well. Like, the live stream is fantastic, and we'll do what we can with the new tech that we've got to bring you new ways of seeing the climb, shall we say?
Yeah.
keep you hooked there. But yeah, the atmosphere within the wall and the cheers and the shouting, I think it's fantastic to be here in person.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. All right, Sam, up again. Please don't use your nails, but figure out another way. Left foot on. He is lower this time.
So it's whether, when he's got that left hand on the hold, if he's going to keep that right toe clamped in on the low volume, on the low blue hold. Oh, not happy in that position.
Yeah,
still plenty of time though.
Couldn't seem to move out of it very well. Yeah, true. 2 minutes left on the clock.
And this is where your last block, your last couple of minutes, you are so close to the top hold, you can almost feel time slipping away, the opportunities are slipping away, because as much as you can get back on, the clock doesn't stop. So you need to have a little bit of a rest, a bit of a clean, and you're willing yourself to do it next go, but if you keep falling off, this sinking feeling that the opportunity is just sliding away from you. No pun intended.
Yeah, literally. Shoe rubber left on the wall as they come down. Oh, thank you, Jan Havel. He's pointing out they don't have a good commentary in person. Yeah, but you can put us on in the background, Jan. You can. I mean, I know you're in Prague, I think you are, but yeah. If you come down and watch, you can put me and Leah on in your headphones and then watch the live action. How about that? All right, Sam, up again. That's the nasty, nasty dish. Got to believe there's a hold in there somewhere. Oh.
Still scared for their chins, although he's looking like he was rubbing his knee.
Yeah, he hit something on the way down, didn't he? He's walking it off, though. He definitely hit that volume.
It's interesting to see that he's taken quite a lot of rest. Whether he's resting his legs, it is a slab. Yes, it's some powerful moves, but there's quite a lot of resting time in between.
Yeah.
Some of the other climbers that we've seen have been getting back on, because as close as he is to finish, figuring out that last position is still going to take a little bit of time.
Agreed. Well, he has got a bit of time left, 44 seconds, and I think he's holding this for one last go, maybe. All right, gets set up for the run, gets the angle sorted.
Wiggling, driving his left toe into the foothold.
It did immediately slip, though, didn't it? Just bobbled down a bit. No, he's just not looking there. 20 seconds, he'll run again. Forget resting now, he needs to get this done.
This can work for some climbers. The pressure of the time makes them just flow up the wall. It can also make them just jitter off because they're so nervous about running out of time.
I think he's going to jump.
Yeah.
He has to. 3 seconds and he's done.
So one more rotation. Dylan and Emma
Look at that, breathing deep out there.
Bringing in the last round. Yeah, his left quads. I think, potentially he's having that rest there just to give his leg power, a bit of recuperation.
All right, last few then, as we near the end of our semi-final. Do remember the final 4:30 this afternoon, not Central European time, UK time, Greenwich Mean Time. That's the one.
We are in England.
We are in England, yeah. So that'll be this afternoon. Join myself and Leah for the finals. 6 of these athletes are going to get through. Right now, we're watching Dylan as he brushes that hold up. Dylan is in. We stick with him. And then Emma gets that left toe in. Dylan.
Oh, not loving it though. Heel, toe, heel.
Yeah, a bit of adjustments needed.
Dylan stood up. He's figuring it out. It's a fun little commitment to the last move, but that didn't look like that was going to work.
Yeah, might as well try it first go, eh?
Bit tic-tacky this last block for the girls. A little bit awkward, but you can fit in those moves.
Yeah, and she's on the wall for a while as well. Hits the left side pull well. And we've seen multiple ways of doing this final top. As he reaches up and in. Emma, one move away here. Matches with the sloper. She's going to go for this sloper and bump move, I think. Goes up with the right. 3 fingers dragging down there.
Just giving it a good brush. She actually looked really kind of calm and composed on top of that volume, but again, cleaning your block in between every attempt is super, super important.
And also, 20 so athletes have been through this thing. It's going to get dirty. The chalk's going to be building up on that thing. You have to make sure of it.
She does have the worst conditions. Well, these 2 climbers have the worst conditions out of the group.
I'm always surprised that athletes don't sort of not want to come out last. I know it counts for countback. I get it. But there's a build up of chalk.
I'd love to come out 5th. I think.
Is that the preferred place?
I think so, yeah. Okay. A little bit of chalk on, but not loads. But yeah, countback is... I've been got by countback before, so it's not nice.
Yeah, and things are getting closer and closer. As everyone's coming up to the same level, countback is proving really important. So, you need to get it done. Dylan, though, is not having a fun time on the top of that slab. Emma comes into the crimps once more.
Still with so much control. 2 minutes on the clock. She's had a few goes. Or a go. Still climbing really smoothly, holding it together really well. But this is the important part.
Yeah, I wonder if she does the same. Oh, she's standing on top this time. It's a low toe. Matches with the thumbs. Now changes it to a sloper. That's really good.
Nice. Right foot stayed on. Keeps the connection through the body. So even though she hit it as a 3-finger drag, there actually wasn't too much movement going through the rest of her body.
Interesting to see how she changed her beater on it as well. Totally different from that first time.
She's probably pretty glad it's over now. She can get rested.
All right, Dylan goes. 1:28 left of our semi-final here at Boulder, UK. And we've got someone watching from New York saying he can't pop over for the finals. That's not true. You've got a couple of hours. I'm sure you can make it. Swim. But we will be on multiple platforms actually later on. Epic TV is showing this. The channel you're currently watching it obviously will be showing it as well. That's TNL Sports. So lots of places to watch tonight's finals. And Boulder UK as well. So 3 YouTube channels. Have them all up. Why not?
Last boulder, last climber, potentially last attempt.
Oh, it's a big pop.
Maybe not. Come on, mate. You've got another go.
Come on, Dylan.
Not if you just stand there, though. Come on, buddy.
There's so much going on in that facial expression, wasn't there? He's got to pull it together here.
Cleaned it.
He is okay. He is in the finals at the moment, so it does count. He won't know that, but he is safe at the moment.
Yeah, there's no live scoreboard here, though. You could tell that, you'd probably be seeing him not pulling on if you could tell that.
Yeah. Just give up and go home and have a rest. We'll see him later tonight, whatever. We're watching the last 14 seconds here to go.
And that's him done.
Yeah, that is it. Well, we will say goodbye in a minute to this competition, and I'll let you know the results in a couple of seconds once things have just been finalised and updated. So we'll just give it a couple of seconds. Dylan will just wait for a moment. Not sure why. Now he leaves the stage. Well, Leah, what a semi-finals, eh?
That was great to watch. Great to be back in the commentary seat. Just great to watch another competition kick off the season and be here in person. And I'm really looking forward to finals. I actually can't call it. I don't know who's going to be coming out on top spot.
Well, it's going to be close. Let's look at our finalists there. So Aidan Dunn is leading the way for the men, followed by Yufei Pan, Dylan Akhtar, Sam Butterworth, Dylan Soy, and then finally Oliver Knox Renshaw, who was on the top spot for a long time, takes up the final position. For the women, Louise Flockhart, endlessly impressive. First place qualifier for her. Faye McDougall after that. Jen Woods is in another final. Holly Toothall, Emma Edwards and Jonine makes up our top 6. Those are the athletes who will be competing later on. We will return around about 4:30 UK time for the finals here at the Plywood Masters. Thank you so much, Leah. It's been a pleasure.
See you later.
See you later, Leah. Goodbye, everyone.